Family owned and operated, proudly serving Shelby and the surrounding area with the finest in heating and cooling for your home or business. We're talking about Shelby Heating and Air, and right now they have an exclusive spring special on Carrier, Goodman, and Mitsubishi systems. Get exclusive Shelby Heating and Air discounts of up to $750. Yes, discounts on quality heating and cooling systems of up to $750. Online at shelbyheating.com, see their page at whatsupshopper.com, and like them on Facebook too. Located at 1990 Eves Road in Shelby.
Join us every Sunday at 11 a.m. for our Sunday morning worship services. On WCSL 1590 AM and 92.3 FM, it's the Sunday morning service of First Baptist Church in Cherryville. And on WOHS 1390 AM and 101.5 FM, it's the Sunday service of the Calvary Baptist Church of Shelby. Join us each and every Sunday morning for our Sunday morning worship services on The Boss and Carolina Country.
You'll be the envy of the neighborhood in your new Envy crossover from Weston Sales in Vail. The Envy features 4 seats of comfort with keyless ignition, a 7-inch color touchscreen display, integrated turn signals, adjustable speed parameters, power steering, regenerative braking, and heavy-duty construction. See the new Envy at Weston Sales, Highway 18 North in Vail. Online at westonsales.com. It's an explosion elimination event at Carter Chevrolet in Shelby. Everything's got to go to make room for new inventory. Pay no money down. Make no payments till April. Get financing as low as 0% for 72 months. And get up to $5,000 above Kelly Blue Book on your trade-in. Clearance pricing is good on all 2021 models. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, they all got to go. Don't miss the explosive elimination event. Going on now at Carter Chevrolet, 200 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at carterchevyofshelby.com. Flooring America in Kings Mountain and Carver One Flooring Home in Gastonia have some great news. New LVP flooring that's waterproof. Hey, and it's also pet-proof. And even kid-proof.
You don't.
But best of all, it's only $319 a square foot. That's right, LVP waterproof flooring for $319 a square foot from Flooring America. 602 Slater Street in Kings Mountain and Carpet One Flooring Home, 2757 East Ozark Avenue, Gastonia. It's time to see Howard and Kyle at Hometown Hardware in Kings Mountain. It's springtime. See the line of bedding plants and beautiful hanging baskets. Get your garden seeds, and yes, they still have some of those Mary Tillers. Hometown Hardware in Kings Mountain has Milwaukee and Husqvarna power tools and cook out with a new Traeger grill. See Howard and Kyle, and you'll leave with a smile at Hometown Hardware, 110 South Railroad Avenue in Kings Mountain, and see their page at whatsupshopper.com.
Another Saturday morning sports talk with Kevin, Zach, Tom, and Terry, and JP as always, turning on the buttons, hitting them, and sitting here.
You're eating breakfast too. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I'm about to start eating breakfast. Yeah.
Oh, you haven't started on your breakfast?
No,
I tell you what, JP, looking good in there.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Shaving, a haircut, Easter weekend. Is that what it's for?
No, actually, I was just tired of the beard.
You look good,
Honestly.
though.
Well, I mean, I had to play a pirate last weekend. So
What was you playing a pirate in?
my church had an event for our youth code D now.
Okay, I
theme
didn't
was
know if you was
pirates.
at the little theater or doing something else. Or something.
No, not
So
that.
did you do a good pirate?
I'm pretty sure I did. No, I had no complaints.
Did you walk around saying R all day?
No, actually, I didn't say R at all. Surprisingly enough.
You didn't? Not
No.
once? That's the purpose of the pirate. So all right. What else did you do? Did you have a hook? Sword?
I did have a sword. Well, actually, it was a machete.
So you're a pirate with a machete that doesn't say R.
Pretty much.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
He was a pirate from Friday the 13th.
Well, I hope the kids enjoyed it, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm sure he did.
He
I'm
was
sure
a
you-
jungle pirate. He had a machete.
He was
Clear the path.
Well, that's what they carry nowadays, right?
What?
On the boats and stuff. And
I would
Pirate?
say,
I didn't
Yeah.
know they had pirates. I guess they do.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
they
they do
still
over,
are.
over in
Somalia.
Somalia. Yeah, I was thinking Somalia.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
They use those speedboats and jump the cargo ships and stuff. So
And
yeah,
then all
they-
of a sudden,
they
Navy
certainly-
SEALs show up and change the whole category of what they're trying to accomplish.
Well, I hope you had a good week, JP, and good to see you again. Like I said, looking fresh. Good morning, everybody. I got to turn on the big board for every time in the game. We got a big day. We got to talk Masters, all kinds of Tiger Woods talk, right, Tom? After he had a great Masters weekend, and
I just want to know if I go out and nearly kill myself, will everybody feel sorry for me if I have a comeback? I'm just saying. Will everybody cheer if I come back to school because I drove 100 miles an hour and almost
slippery
killed
slope,
myself?
Tom.
If you put the money in the
wondering.
pockets that he does, then you would be
I guess.
afforded that luxury.
If my angry wife catches me in infidelity and tries to beat me up with a golf club, are people going to feel sorry for me? I'm just wondering.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wondering what would happen.
It
What would
depends-
happen to the average West Lincoln staff member
it depends
if
you
their angry wife beat them with a golf club for their infidelity? I think they'd be ostracized. I'm just saying.
It was a generalized,
I'm
it's
just
just he was
generalized
using
statement. Not you,
Westlake.
Terry. Not you, Terry. In
Oh,
general.
I was wondering.
In
You
general.
said
Sleep with the helmet on.
Terry.
Sleep with the helmet on. Tony.
What's the
in
difference
general.
between above and
In gen-
average and
in-
below?
In general. If that happened and a staff member was beaten senseless with a golf club, then showed back up to work, would they be welcomed as a hero? Oh, you're a hero. I'd say no. I'm just leaning towards no. I say if it happened at Burns, that person wouldn't be a hero.
I actually believe I know someone who, yeah, Tom, I'll confirm that later.
I'm just saying.
No, I'll confirm almost exactly what you said after the break, but we'll talk about that
I
later.
mean, it's just.
All right.
It's just
Well, can I say one?
Yes, Terry, what would you like to say?
Can I say? Tom, I want to congratulate you on the first win in Guardians history today. I
we
just
were in
want to
first.
congratulate you.
We were actually in first place. So
You know what I'm saying?
I just wore this shirt just to show you guys, just to show
He's
you.
protesting.
Protesting.
He's a
We got
protest.
JP, come adjust Tom's camera while you're at it.
With the Cleveland Indians. I saw you put the little rant on Facebook. I saw that. That's okay.
Well, I
Everybody-
mean,
Come
somebody
highlights,
told
Tom.
me
Listen,
to say that.
Here's
Tom.
the thing.
That's
I
fine.
can get if you're a Tom Facebook follower, he'll rant for hours and days on something weird or political or something. But I get him on the sports thing.
That's
He never
false.
shares.
I
He
mean,
never
that's just
shares our
false.
clips. He never shares our stuff.
I
And-
do
and-
share your.
and-
I share your stuff
and-
every Saturday.
And if he would share that, Tom, if you would share yourself getting upset or mad one time about what we did, or
did I not share that? I might
or
not.
you
have
yelling
shared
at
that
Terry every now and then.
Every time I say something to him, he does say something back.
That's the first time. By the way, I share the link every Saturday for this. Every
Thank
time
you,
I
sir.
get
Thank you,
it
sir.
shared.
Like and
I
share,
get
folks.
Like and share the link.
I had a Holy Week service every day at the Presbyterian Church this week. We was doing, and I think I got that on maybe Thursday or something. I'm trying to be serious, fixing to go into the Holy Week service, and I can't even think straight now. Like,
Zach, every time I share something with Tom, he always sends something back. Shut up, you idiot. So I don't know.
Because nobody understands what you share. We forgot to mention Saturday Morning Sports Talk brought to you by Shelby Heating and Air. Thank you for sponsoring this despite the low-quality dialogue that goes on. 704-487-7877. Call them for your heating and air needs. They've got coupons now that go through the end of May. $200 off a complete installation, 15% off a programmable thermostat, as well as some other offers. So again, that's Shelby Heating and Air. Call them 704-487-7877. Call them for your heating and air needs.
All right, so let me get through this open segment, Tom. Let's see if we can get through it. All right, we've got Masters to talk about. We've got NASCAR to talk about, which we'll get to first in just a few moments. For our race fans that are tuned in here early in the morning, and we want to thank all of our listeners, 92.9, that since we switched over to the signal, new signal, bigger audience. Thanks everybody for listening. Our studios are located in Cherryville, folks. You can watch us worldwide on YouTube. Go to KTC Broadcasting YouTube channel. Go to ktcbroadcasting.com. Follow the links. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter. Live every Saturday. Replays. You can watch the whole show. Obviously, anytime the rest of your life on YouTube, as long as they don't kick Tom off for that jersey, and Zach too.
That's right, Zach too. Let's get Zach in.
You're getting
there.
both of them kicked out of here. But anyway, we have a new segment coming. What is it? We got NBA playoffs, Major League opening week. We've got. Let's see. I get the biggest "I told you so" ever about Charlotte Hornets basketball. We'll do that in a little bit. That'll be fun.
That will be fun.
We'll do NCAA basketball. We got NFL draft, free agency, and more. First, we'll talk about that during baseball. I got a new segment that we're going to do every week. We're going to start. All right, you ready for this one, Zach? Mm-hmm. All right, we got a new segment every week that we're going to do. And, I've got an intern, Mason Beam. He's Appalachian State, so rah-rah. And he has been working on we've got some new software, a little technology. Obviously, Tom, you've seen some of it. And guys, when we play around with it. And so Mason's been working on this. And, Zach, we have taken JP. Oh, crap. I'll tell you what. Zach, real quick, give a synopsis for maybe some of the younger fans that don't know exactly who Jose Canseco is and was.
He was a Jose was one of the premier baseball players in the late '80s. If you remember, with the Bash Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
First one in the 30-30 club. Is it 30-30 or 40-40? Do you remember?
Might have been the 40-40.
Might have been the 40-40.
Yeah.
40 homers, 40 steals. When I was in school, most of the kids wanted to be like him. And then he goes off the railroad track
just a little bit.
And with
But
the
he told the
steroids,
truth.
he did with his.
I know, right?
I mean,
Tell
I've
the
got
truth.
his book. Hey, I've got his book.
Told the truth.
I have his book that
They
he
treat
wrote.
Jose like they do Rashad McCants, don't they, Terry?
That's it.
If you have not read the book, you need to read the book. It was really eye opening to what was actually going on in that time with baseball and steroids. And he just told it like it was, and people didn't like him, and he was one of the original cancel culture guys.
Well, think about if he played today and say you didn't know he was on steroids and you thought he was in HGH. Would they not think he's one of the greatest players ever because he strikes out or hits it at 400 feet every time?
Yeah.
And then he comes out there and steals 40 bases. We'd be talking about one of the greatest athletes we've ever seen.
And
if he
even
came out right now. He's juiced up on HGH like some of the guys are right now anyway. And he comes out there and plays like he did then.
And he assists offensive players on home runs too when he's an outfielder.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah.
He will headbutt a home run into the outfield.
What if he got accredited with an assist on that? Like
Well, he should have.
you
He
get
should
a
have.
half.
He
You get
should
a,
have.
let's just say if you sack somebody and somebody helps you, you get a half sack, right? In
Yeah.
NFL, he should have got a half. He should be the only one with a half a home run.
So anyway, for the let me switch over to my camera here. For the folks at home, I collected these starting lineups when I was little. Here's a little Jose Canseco. So Mason takes this guy, and we take a photo of him, and then Terry, we animate him, and so we can make Jose move and talk. So we just got him where we can talk now. So what we're going to do, Tom, is have Jose read his own tweets every week. So this week we'll start with Jose reading some tweets, or it's 1.5 tweet. I combined them from back-to-back tweets. And so Mason and I put together this look. So you folks on the radio, this is Lil Jose reading Big Jose's tweets on the Twitter. So
This should be fun.
Here we go. All right, Zach,
Computer?
if you'll hit computer and turn the rest of them off for a second. Let's see.
Yo, all the players that are in the Hall of Fame who use steroids should somehow get together and try to get the other players who use steroids in the Hall of Fame. Of course, that takes courage. Because if Ortiz is in the Hall of Fame, so should the other guys who use PEDs. Again, MLB screws it up again. Talk about hypocrisy. Also, A-Rod, not a happy birthday to you. Bye, J-Lo.
Wow. So what do you think about him, Lil Jose? He'll be joining us every week reading his tweets, Terry.
Great.
Yeah, that was really awesome.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Is that disturbing? You like that, JP? We made a little figurine. Here he is. Here's Jose. Right here. Made him talk there. And he's standing right there. If you guys don't know, if you folks watching on YouTube, he's standing there in the Hall of Fame, Terry, waiting on his invite. Now, he's holding a bat. And the reason he's not holding it now, we hadn't hit the button, but you can make him grab the bat, and we're going to get it where he can swing it. So, Zach, we can actually make our starting lineups, maybe actually play a baseball game if we do this right. So we're starting off slow, but the point is to have a little fun with it. And I figured, couldn't have any more fun than just reading his tweets and making Lil Jose read our tweets each week. So we've got a Charles Barkley back there ready to make a debut maybe one week.
That'll be good.
And all we're going to do is read quotes from the guys and maybe have a little fun with that. So that's it for our little fun part. I got another video to show here during baseball in just a little bit. Address Terry and his silliness. Gotta call him out on something in just a little bit. We'll get to that. First, NASCAR though. This weekend, Terry's favorite, most exciting part of the year, dirt on Bristol. Let's hear the complaints now.
Complaints?
You got complaints? Are you ready for it? You excited now?
Well, I don't know. After it rains today and you got a muddy old field, will there be another delay? We hardly ever see races get delayed because they can race, but if the ground or the dirt is too messy, then nobody will be able to get out on the field to race, is all I'm going to say.
We see races delayed all the time.
For rain.
You're right.
Not dirt.
Right.
And it's going to be time to clean all this up. So, there we go.
Saturday truck heats are at 4:30 today. Let's look at the whole schedule here after they try to pop up a commercial for me before I pull it up. All right. So Saturday, that's today. If y'all didn't know that, I'll get to that. Sorry, it's taking a minute. Saturday the truck heats again at 4:30 today. We got Braves baseball today on KDC Broadcasting. If you're wondering, so I think we're going to miss some of this Cup Series stuff, but we've got let's see the final the way they're doing it today. The Camping Truck Series is at 3:00 first practice. The NASCAR Cup Series will practice at 4. Truck Series final practice 5:30. Cup Series Truck Series 5:30. Cup Series 6:30. That was last night. I'm reading this like
I was
an idiot.
wondering about that.
Why don't you say something?
Well, I mean,
wondering.
Well,
Hey, Kevin, that's it. All right, here we go. Camping Truck Series qualifying 4 heat races begin at 4:30. The 4 heat qualifying Cup Series begin at 6 p.m. this evening. Truck Series is at 8, and then
will that be delayed?
It may be, Terry. Oh my gosh! And
They're
then
going to race on Easter Sunday.
I didn't bring that.
Oh yes.
Didn't they say it's the first time in a while, or ever?
It's been a while, and I cannot remember the last time. I know they've always skipped Easter.
They skip
weekend.
Mother's Day too.
Yeah. So
most of the time, yeah. I'm not sure. I haven't really looked into the details on that, but the race is Sunday night, 7 p.m. The Food City Dirt Race in Bristol. So we'll have that on KTC Broadcasting. Like I said, the qualifying is tonight, so we'll know more about that. Is Logano the favorite after winning last year's race, Terry?
Just look at the guys who race on dirt quite often. Larson,
Yeah.
he'll be up there. Elliott will be up there. Kyle Busch should be up there. I mean, you just got to look at that. If you never a dirt race, which most of these guys have raced on dirt in their careers, but are you was you a winner when you were doing it? That's the difference.
Well, let's go to Bristol 101 for maybe learn a little bit about it. Zach, besides Larson, anybody else a favorite for you?
I might give him Elliott, probably definitely be up there, and Kyle Busch both. I'm with him on that. The dirt track guys. I'll be our missing intern or employee. I don't like Logano.
Well, but we'll talk about
what Logano neither.
What it's made
I don't
of.
like Keselowski neither.
Terry, is there anybody that you do like besides Kyle Busch?
Well, I like Kyle Busch. Yeah,
most wins in NASCAR history, right?
And I don't like Reddick. He seems to wreck everybody. So
Well,
keep going.
Beneath the surface lies 2 inches of sawdust to protect the concrete racing surface, typically used by NASCAR. It's topped with 5,300 cubic yards of dirt, saved from Bristol's last race that they kept, and then 400 cubic yards of dirt for the campground, as well as lime-treated clay.
I want to know.
Oh, goodness. You're asking me about dirt?
No.
Oh.
Well, yeah, basically I am.
Okay.
How much ticket prices went up to cover putting all this dirt out there and then cleaning it up? I want to know that.
You talk about through the years? Or
No,
just
since they started.
You talk about this race or last race?
Yeah, the last two, because the ticket prices had to go up because somebody's got to pay for that.
Right.
Bringing that in and then cleaning it up afterward, and it probably costs more to clean it up after.
I would guess the TV probably paid for that.
Well, I hope.
Well, I don't know for sure.
It's very similar to when
TV
like monster
usually pays
trucks
for
go
everything
into the arenas and stuff.
Yeah, they bring the monster trucks into the basketball arenas, Terry.
Well, they do, and then your ticket prices go up to pay for that. Yeah, that's what I'd like to know.
Oh my God!
Somebody's got to pay for it, and it's not going to be them. It's going to be us or a sponsor.
Okay,
one or the other.
Yes, yes. All right, teams will be allotted 2 50-minute practice sessions Friday, which happened obviously yesterday. There will be no single car or group qualifying. Instead, teams will line up in 4 15-lap heats with starting positions for each heat selected by crew members via random draw of owners' points. With all 36 charter teams in the entry list, 9 cars will compete in each heat. At the conclusion of each heat, drivers will be awarded both finishing points and passing points. If this is starting to get complicated for you, I understand as well. No point, blah, 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 blah. We'll just skip it. All right. The last Cup Series race on dirt before last year's Bristol race was 1970 at the North Carolina State Fairgrounds in Raleigh. Terry, you ever been there?
The State Fairgrounds?
Yeah.
No, I have not.
Oh, really?
I have never been there.
In all, there have been 490.
Quite often, but never to that.
Okay. In all, there have never been 490 Cup races held on dirt, including the series' inaugural race, 3/4-mile Charlotte Speedway in 1949, won by Jim Roper. Lee Petty holds the all-time dirt race wins. 42 of his 54 career wins were on dirt. Richard Petty's first of his 200 wins came on dirt surface Southern State Fairgrounds in Charlotte. Terry, you ever been there?
No.
I thought you went to all these fairgrounds, maybe. And that was 1960. I wasn't asking if you were at that. I was just asking if you'd ever been there. 30 of his 200 came on dirt. Darlington Raceway became the first asphalt track to host a race in Cup history back in September 1950. The first 20 Cup races in Darlington were held on dirt, clay, or sand, including a 4-mile Daytona beach and road course that featured both sand and asphalt. So there's you some insight on that. The Goodyear tires this week. There's the grip. After developing tire for last year's race, Goodyear had to go back and work in a little preparation for the next gen's new. It's a completely different tire. Remember, we now got a new size tire going from the 15-inch to the 18-inch. Additionally, this year's do what?
Hello, America. We have to change this for one race. I have to make new tires, new everything, just to fit for NASCAR doing one race every year. Okay, never mind. Go on.
Are you complaining?
That's beautiful commentary right there.
Well, it is.
Are you complaining that Goodyear had to put some rivets in a set of tires?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just wondering where we're at with
yes.
this. Or tread, whatever you want to call it. Rivets. Tread in some tires. Okay. they will end up on someone's high school football field in the future, Terry. Possibly West Lincoln's.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
possibly West Lincoln's. There you go. They had developed a new package for the 18-inch dirt tire this season, so it gave us the opportunity to totally reimagine this Cup tire set, whatever all that means. Talking tires, we felt the right move was for a radial tire, which provides greater I can't read this one, greater degree of size consistency. However, a radial tire incorporates a much stiffer tread surface, so we made adjustments to the tire construction to achieve a more compliant feel, similar to that of a bias ply, and able to handle. Zach, you got all that? Able to handle the irregularities of the dirt surface.
I just say that
that's a lot.
they just had to make a special tire for
That's
the
got a lot of
for the dirt
confidence in
race.
paycheck, isn't it, Tom?
For 1 week.
Yeah, that's my
That guy
synopsis
gets
of
paid
that.
a lot of money to say a lot of
So
words.
you know, NASCAR got a hold on Goodyear.
That was
There you go.
Sunday
'Cause
marks
most places would have said, no, sorry.
Sunday marks the first scheduled race on Easter since 1970 when Bobby Allison won the March 29th race in Atlanta Motor Speedway. It'll be the 12th Easter race in Cup history. William Byron became the only repeat winner 2022 with his win a week ago at Martinsville. It was Byron's second win in 4 weeks and his first multi-win season of his career. Logano, Terry, your favorite, you just said, is on a 37-race winless
Zach
streak.
don't like him neither.
And his last race was right here in the dirt, I believe. Besides his clash in the Coliseum, as far as that didn't officially count. Ryan Blaney is the first driver since Tony Stewart in 2006 to lead each of the first 8 races of a season. Martin Truex led the most laps in the race last year, and he also won last year's truck race in Bristol. Including Logano, Truex is one of 7 drivers to win NASCAR sanctioned race on dirt, including Austin Dillon, Bubba Wallace, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Chase Briscoe, who all won the Eldora Dirt Derby. So from that list, is that the list of winners, Terry? Somebody from there? Dillon, Bubba, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, and Chase Briscoe. Would you take that against the field? That's a good bet right there.
I
to
would
take
have
those
a
guys.
hard time because, I mean,
If I gave you those 5 and one wild card, who would your wild card be?
My wild card?
That would make you take the bet.
I'd take Kyle Busch, and then I'd let you have it.
So if I gave you those 5 and Kyle Busch, you'd take the field.
Yep.
That and give
I'd
me
give
the
it
field.
up. I'd give you the rest
Okay,
else.
so there it
Chase
is.
Elliott. I'm taking Chase.
I agree.
For you,
Elliot's part of that, ain't he?
No.
I
No,
still
no.
take that. I still
Austin
take
Dillon,
that.
Bubba Wallace, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Chase Briscoe, and Kyle Busch.
Can I sub for
No.
buddy Bubba Wallace?
That's that group. That's what I'm talking about. The dirt winners, you dodo, not Ali. So I was just, for you folks listening, Tom, that make wagers like your brother, there's you a good one to take. The guys that won on dirt plus Terry's favorite Kyle Busch versus the field. So there you go. Denny Hamlin's average finish through 8 races is 17 spots worse than it was last year. So there's something. All right. Any other final news and notes, Terry? Who you got a final pick or whatever? Who'd you say a minute ago? You picking Kyle Busch?
No, I'd love to pick Kyle Busch, but I got Larson.
Zachary?
Chase Elliott.
Tommy?
Larson.
Larson, Elliott. Let me look at these standings real quick. You know who's been running good, who's close to win, and this is a race you can just push people around. Let's see what Kevin Harvick does in this race. Alex Bowman wouldn't surprise me either, but let's see what Kevin Harvick does. And I'm picking Harvick. Logano will probably win it again and ruin all y'all's days again.
Probably will.
All right, we'll be back in just a few minutes when JP gets done eating his delicious Mitchum's Kitchen breakfast. My sausage biscuit was excellent this morning. We'll be back in a few minutes. KDCBroadcasting.com.
Yes, it's tax time, and maybe you need some relief. And Shelby Heating and Air has a great spring tax relief tune-up special for just $69. Make sure your air condition is ready for the summer heat with a $69 tune-up. They'll do a complete system checkup and change your filters too. You can even book online or call 704-487-7877. Ask for the $69 spring tax relief special. Shelby Heating and Air, 1990 Eves Road in Shelby. Online at shelbyheating.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Trusted, tried, and true. Those 3 words represent the highest standards for the Kawasaki Mule side-by-sides. Trusted means being built strong and built to last. Tried means being put to the test by hardworking people doing the toughest jobs. And true means staying authentic to the roots that run 30 years deep. Kawasaki Mule, the definition of trusted, tried, and true. See the Kawasaki Mule at Full Throttle Power Sports, located at 101 Indian Walk in Lowell.
It's tax time, and Carfair Auto Sales on the Gastonia Bessemer City Road is ready. Since 1984, Carfair Auto Sales has been serving our area with the finest in quality pre-owned vehicles, and they always feature on-the-lot financing. Buy here, pay here at Carfair Auto Sales. All vehicles go through an extensive inspection process, so you and your family will be safe on the road. Carfair Auto Sales, 1320 Bessemer City Road in Gastonia, online at carfairinc.com, and see their page at whatsupshopper.com. Call 704-865-8024.
On May 17th, vote Alan Fraley for Gaston County Clerk of Court in the Republican primary. For the past 18 years, Alan has been serving you as a Gaston County Commissioner and is now running for Clerk of Court. Alan wants to thank you for your past support, and he will continue to help and serve the people if elected Clerk of Court. He plans to bring efficiency and accountability to the office of Clerk of Court, not business as usual. Alan has been a longtime conservative Christian Republican and will bring those principles along with him as your Clerk of Court. Mark your ballot for Alan Fraley on May 17th for Gaston County's Clerk of Court. This announcement paid for by Fraley for Clerk of Court campaign.
Home Folks Cafe is a family business that's celebrating 50 years. The best breakfast in town. Sausage, bacon, eggs, grits, and rice with gravy. Lunch, how about a cheeseburger? Dinner specials during the week. Wednesdays, spaghetti and chicken livers. Thursdays, they rotate meatloaf with salmon patties. Fridays is everybody's special. Prime rib, their world-famous fried chicken. And top that off with a slice of their homemade cakes. Home Folks Cafe is open Tuesday through Friday, 5 a.m. till 8 p.m., Saturdays 5 a.m. until 1 p.m. 209 East Main Street, Cherryville. Call 704-435-9336. Check their menu out on Facebook at Home Folks.
Make it great with a stop in at the Great Outdoors in Cherryville. See the line of SunCloud and Costa sunglasses. See the new line of Drake clothing in new camo. Calcutta coolers are on sale. 50-quart size now $199.99. 80-quart size now $249.99. Plus Igloo and Yeti coolers, cups, and accessories. And always a wide variety of rods, reels, and tackle. That's the Great Outdoors, Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right behind McDonald's. Online at teamgreatoutdoors.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too. Tune in for Down Home with Milton Baker, Monday through Friday from 9 to 11 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk. That last spot was only 11 seconds, so I had to. I shouted, but I don't know if they heard me or not. So, oh yeah, they heard me. Okay, good.
I want to remind our listeners that Shelby Heating and Air is bringing us Saturday Morning Sports Talk. Give them a call, 704-487-7877 for your heating and air needs. Coupons, $200 off a complete installation, 15% off a programmable thermostat. What else do we have on there, Kevin? There's a couple more. If you'll scroll down. Yep. $25 off if you refer a new customer, and $100 off an Infinity Air Purifier. All those deals expire the end of May, so give them a call before they go out. 704-487-7877. That's Shelby Heating and Air.
JP, I was thinking that looked like pizza, but is that jelly on toast?
Yeah, of course.
What kind you got? What kind of jelly you got? It looks good. You don't know what kind of jelly you got?
I can't hear you.
Oh, way to be prepared.
What was it again?
I was just asking what kind of jelly you got.
I didn't bring any. Only two.
I
y'all
didn't
had.
ask you that. I said, what kind of jelly's on the freaking toast?
Strawberry.
Okay,
Strawberry.
Strawberry
That's all I
jelly.
need to know.
Did you finish
That's all
your
I
liver
could-
mush?
That's all I could. Yeah. What?
Did you have liver
finish
mush?
your liver
this
mush?
morning?
No, I did not have liver mush.
Oh,
I had a delicious bacon, egg, and cheese from Mitchum's Kitchen. But I tell you what, Terry, I know I never change it, but I'm going to tell you next Saturday, because I went to a local place and I had fried bologna and cheese, and it was really good.
Better.
And I want to see where Mitchum stands up. I bet it's great. I
It
bet it's
is.
right up there. So
Tell you what's
gotta
really
try.
good
I've
is-
gotta
I
try.
tell you what-
Good. Bologna.
And being a sort of a pseudo Southerner, you can't be a Southerner unless you're born here.
You want it on.
I realize that, but as a pseudo Southerner, you have to have appreciation for bologna. Would you not say
Absolutely.
you must have an appreciation for bologna?
Amen.
Southerners.
No, pseudo-Southern.
That's just me.
I was just making a joke. I was like,
That's
what'd you
me.
call us?
We know
That's
that
an awful
we
big
know,
word, Yankee boy.
We know the turnip truck hit a bump in Cherryville, and that's how you got here. We know that, okay? We know that we caught this guy in playing cow patty bingo and drug him in here. We're
Well,
not
Tom,
gonna
I go ahead and tell you, the
we're
fried bologna is really good because that's what I've had the past few weeks.
Yeah.
So
we'll tell you what's the phone number again up there?
704-276-1155. Carol or Robin, they'll fix you up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah. So I want to give their fried bologna a try. I'm gonna just.
You want
this
it
is my
on
new
toast?
thing.
You want it?
I want it on a bun.
That's what I was asking.
Fried bologna
bun.
on a bun with mustard.
You said bologna and cheese. I like bologna, egg, and cheese. It was really
yeah.
Is that what you want?
But I want.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Zach, I really want.
I like egg on
I want
top
the bologna experience.
Okay.
The bologna and the
understand.
cheese.
It's thick. It's good.
Both of them. Yep. All right. Baseball.
Yeah.
I got a little video to play in just a
Baseball.
second. We'll play the standings too. Play the standings.
Play-
Show the standings too. Jeez. I'm over listening to you.
You talking about Major League or local?
Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball.
Well, this radio station does cover local baseball as well, to an extent. Just want to say congratulations to Burns for defeating East Gaston last night, 6-1. They split.
I was about to say, what happened Tuesday?
Right. That's where
Tuesday
we're
they
at.
lost 3-0. And East Gaston, very good.
There's a big old article in the Gazette about it. That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
If y'all didn't know already, which I'm sure you did.
Well, Coach Sellers does a great job over there. Everybody calls him Cotton, but he's been over there a long time at East Gaston, does a great job. You know what I like about him? He's an old school coach.
Mm-hmm.
He's old school. He doesn't put up with the nonsense. So he's got his team playing well, and Coach Lanhart Burns has got his team playing well. So those two might see each other in the playoffs, Terry.
Possibility.
So in the American League, Toronto's in first place, 5-3.
Can I
Tampa,
mention one thing?
Yes, sir.
Before you keep on. You know, before we had, I think it was 4 games in this year, everybody in Major League Baseball had lost. I mean, you always think about seeing somebody go 4, 5, 6, 7-0 to start
I'd like
the year.
somebody go like 20-0 or something.
But they
Make a
hadn't even
run.
played 4 games and everybody had already lost.
Well, there's Cleveland. They were in first place, but they're probably where.
Hey,
they're
we holding y'all up.
race to the bottom. It'll be Cleveland and Kansas City race to the bottom. They finally started hitting the ball. You know, Terry, they played an extra inning game with Kansas City, the second game, 10-inning game.
Yeah, and you lost.
No,
I mean,
we end up splitting the series. So let's go and tell the whole
You
story
did.
about
most
this.
We
expansion
won the
teams don't do
first
that. Get
two.
out of the gate.
No, they
Look,
don't.
Look,
We had 2 games lead on
Cleveland scored 1 run in their first 19 innings of the season, and then they had like that 17-run game, and they've
It's
you know,
elite pitching
Well, you know,
going
Tom,
against you.
you guys have
what it
the
was.
number 1 run differential in the American League.
That
Yeah.
happened. That
And in
happened.
fact, you have your number 2 in baseball behind the Mets.
That happened to Atlanta last year, and the same thing what you guys did, Tom. Atlanta would pop a 20-run game or something like that, and then they wouldn't score for 3 games.
they're
It's
just-
kind of frustrating.
Well, I was about to say Native American mascot.
see the cheaters are on top in the West.
Houston,
Houston.
Oakland. I saw it.
Probably not a very good division.
I knew Mike Trout was back the other night because the third line down was Trout's home run, and they talked about his celebration, something about his home run celebration. Well, I clicked on the game, they lost by like 10.
What's he do for his playoff win celebration? Does he have one of those? He's still working on that.
Still
isn't he?
working
Still
on that. They got that plan. Big time. They're 4-4 along with Seattle, so tied for second, tied for fourth, however you want to look at that.
Well, they got a decent coach now, Madden.
Was he
turn
not
that
there last
around.
year?
I know, but he can turn that program around. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's
You know
got
that-
now
you know
more than
that-
a year.
The sad thing is they're supposed to have the best player in baseball, and they got deep pockets, and they're horrible every year. So that
Shohei Ohtani is the best player in baseball. The Mets are the only team with a winning record in the East. The Bravos, are they a one-hit wonder? Terry Reinhardt.
they started out like
The Bravos?
Are the Braves.
Yeah.
Are they a one-hit wonder?
Not having Freddie's gonna hurt.
I think losing Freddie means a lot, but Olsen's decent, man. Just give them a little bit of time to get their new fits in
Run
there.
differential -11
Yeah,
right
the
now.
question.
Zachary.
The question will be is, do do they have a locker room leader? That's my question. You know,
Yeah,
Freddie,
that's true.
if Freddie was
That's
the locker room,
true.
that's my problem with losing
that's
Freddie.
true. Everybody
But
gotta
we
have a
started
leader.
off. We started off like this last year. If you guys remember, the Braves didn't start clicking until after All-Star break.
Who's your catcher?
It's not Yadier.
I wasn't expecting a blank. I thought you might have known.
I don't know who the catcher is, honestly.
All right, so they are 4-5 right now, -11 on that. Out west, Rockies, Dodgers, Giants, Padres all with winning records, Diamondbacks with losing records. Any surprises there?
Well,
Colorado being on top.
That surprises you?
It does
Yeah.
me. I mean, you know, I think still though the
not
Dodgers
gonna
are going to
serve.
run away with that division.
yeah,
Now,
they're not-
there's the
and the
San
Giants.
Francisco
The
deal.
Giants is right
That's
there
it.
too. Though
There you
I mean,
go. They
they're
played
two
well
going to be.
last year.
Yeah, they're going to be battling back and forth. St. Louis is always up in the Central too. So
Well,
this is exactly. Where
I mean,
most
look
people,
at that league: 5-2, 5-2, 5-2, 5-4.
As long as
And San Diego's not bad.
As long as Yadier Molina is breathing, we'll have a winning record. We're 4-2, first place right now. After the first game, though, Terry got a little, and Tom, Zach, got a little disrespectful to Albert Pujols in his start. And we're going to play a replay of that. Okay? So,
Just said he went
Zach,
0
if
for
you'll hit
5.
computer and turn the rest of it off, turn the rest of them off. He just don't. He don't look like we're walking.
He was
but,
0 for 5.
Yep. But last year, Tom, I wanted to mention. I want to go over some Albert numbers here for you folks at home over the last 2 seasons.
A couple more games and he'll be sitting on the bench.
Terry,
went from the 5 spot to the
Terry. All right. Yes. Yes. Complete disrespect of Albert Pujols comes from Tom and Terry. Let me gotta shut this up over here. And
I just said he was 0 for 5.
right.
I just stated a fact.
Right. The laugh was the disrespect when Terry said he's going to be benched, Tom. That's the
It's the way he says it.
5.
It's
and
the way
I
he
agree.
says
You
it.
said yes. Okay.
He'd be on the beach.
Don't blame Terry.
after a short pause. You know,
Does Adam get to blame Eve for making him laugh over there? You hear him over here?
That's like
Terry's fault. I laugh.
That's like local little league, son. If you don't run out there, you gonna be on the beach.
In the very next game that Pujols plays, Terry, you want to explain what happened?
He only got 2 hits.
No. 3 for 4, 2 runs, and a bomb on Terry. What team? The Kansas City Royals, who you
When
laugh.
that
That's what you get. Talk about karma.
And
He
you-
might
and
get
you
benched
know-
next game, Tom. 3 for 4,
Yeah.
but a bomb in Kansas City.
And then they
Boom,
decided
one-run
in
win.
St. Louis we couldn't play the
Ooh.
next day for us to even that series up.
He knocked the clouds out, Terry. You know how it works.
Y'all prolonged it.
Pujols hits it so far and high, and I can't believe y'all that said he's going to get benched.
There was one raindrop.
Well, he actually hit home
no
runs,
game
but-
today.
3 for 4.
he has to hit home runs because if he hits it in anywhere in the stadium, he's got plantar fasciitis and he can't get around the
I don't know how
field.
many doubles he's going to get anymore, but he's going to rack up singles and home runs. So, but anyway, they're 4-2. Kansas City now 2-3 after they've taken their beatings from the Cardinals and the expansion Guardians. So, we're back to
And we can't even beat Detroit now.
Get a new gag.
all
Can't
right,
use the same gag every Saturday.
all year, Tom.
Get a
all
new
year,
gag.
all year. You got
Get a
162
new one.
games, or how many weeks that is. LA Dodgers are, according to ESPN, we'll see what the boys here think. The LA Dodgers are the best team in baseball.
Kershaw had a perfect game, and they pulled him.
Yes,
They did.
They did.
I had
That
something
shows
on
you
that.
the
How about
the
that?
what are they?
That's how
They shows
good.
you the analytics side of the guys. Let's just pull him.
Yeah.
Let's just
Roberts
pull him.
goes out there and says, "Come on, buddy."
He had some injury issues. I guess they're just being cautious because he has, and I understand that.
Well, make him a reliever then.
Make him Smoltz.
Long reliever.
Make him John Smoltz when
That's
he come
what
off
you
the.
want him for.
If you
Out of
can
the
throw
bullpen.
7 perfect innings, Kevin, you're not a reliever.
Yeah.
Right. That's why they should he should be a starter. In 1974, Nolan Ryan in a game against the Red Sox threw 235 pitches, made his next start on 3 days rest and won. And after that, Tom, He pitched 19 more years, believe it or not.
But he was Nolan Ryan.
Either way,
Nolan Ryan.
again, 80 pitches in, perfect game, history on the line. He's on a 1-year deal. It's not like he's not like he's going to, I'm saving my next 10 years. He's on a 1-year deal.
That's just like watching somebody chop wood and say, well, Bo Jackson broke helmets over his head.
He did.
Yeah, but he was Bo
You're
Jackson.
You're not exactly. You're not as good as chopping wood as
yeah.
him.
I mean, I'm just
But
saying.
I'm gonna tell you something about the Dodgers. If you look at them, I watched them play the other day against San Diego, and they are elite guys. You start off with Bettis, then you gotta have Trey Turner, the leading hitter in baseball last year. Next, then comes Freddie Freeman, then comes Turner again. I mean, I'm what a team from top to through. I'd say 7 hole. They're strong, very strong, player for player.
Well, they're 3-2 right now.
Just wait till they get going. They'll open that league and they'll at least win. But I'm gonna say that they beat the Giants. Giants are gonna finish second, but they're gonna at least be 8 to 10 games up.
Okay. They got the Astros 2, Toronto at 3 right now. Chicago White Sox 4, Tampa 5. The Braves with a losing record, Zach, they got you at 6 right now. Is that too high, too low? Respecting the defending
It's just too early. It's kind of like doing March Madness in January. You know what I mean?
They're doing a 6-man rotation in Atlanta? That's what it said.
Says Braves began the season with a 6-man rotation that included rookie Bryce Elder. He looked good against the Nationals until fading in the 6th inning and serving up back-to-back homers to Juan Soto and Josh Bell. Given the extra workload the pitching staff had last October in the short spring, it makes sense to play it safe and stick with a 6-man rotation. For a few turns, the Braves began the season with 14 straight days of games and have just one off day until May 5th with a scheduled doubleheader on May 3rd as well. So
that's a lot of
there's your schedule. God forbid they show up for work today. Scrolling on down to this silliness. Cardinals sitting in 14th. Highlight of the year so far. That's easily Pujols going deep for the first time this season and calling a shot no less on 2. Did he call a shot, Terry? Did he point?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. They said he called the shot. I never saw him calling it.
What are they talking about? I ain't even seen it. I don't know. They're already showing why they might be the class of the division. They have solid hitting, pitching, and defense. Obvious hallmarks for a serious contender.
That's why we ranked them 14th.
Yeah. Right.
They do it, and I'm not a Cardinals fan, but they do it to them every year.
Angels, you want to read about them? Ohtani, Trout, and Rendon can make a case as the best lineup trio in the sport, right up there with Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and Trey Turner. Early on, though, it hasn't been the case. Ohtani, Trout, and Rendon combined for just 9 hits and 17 strikeouts in their first 57 at-bats. Those numbers will undoubtedly pick up significantly. Yeah, they will. They'll keep going the same. I think he meant to word that different, the writer. It's worth emphasizing the following. If Ohtani, Trout, and Rendon don't all produce like stars, the Angels have little shot of snapping their postseason drought. The roster isn't otherwise talented enough to make up for it. Barry Bonds didn't have a problem making the playoffs.
Kansas City? Last.
Well, the Cleveland Guardians are 18th at 4-2. Tommy, your offense.
Yeah. Not far behind.
The Guardians' offense looked meager on paper, enjoyed some explosive sequences during the first week of the season. And Cleveland will forever be remembered as the week of Steve Kwan, who reached a base record of 18 times in his first 5 games. Can't get him out, huh?
Yep.
As for Kwan, no one is capable of maintaining what he's been doing over a full season, but in a sense, he is simply doing what he has always been doing, going back to his days at Oregon State. It's just that now he's doing it on a stage where the rest of us can't help but notice. There you go. Dimensions, Miles Straw excelling, and Jose Ramirez as well there for your Guardians. Now we travel on down, looking for Kansas City. Terry, 22nd. You know, we're close to the bottom. You guys are such pessimists. The rebuild is focused on starting pitchers drafted out of college. This is the season many have been pointing to as the campaign with the strategy would begin to pay off. However, the Royals did get good initial outings from Keller and Greinke. The overall pitching and defense was the worst in the majors in the first week, and that's not good. Worse, the culprits for much of that damage were those foundation guys, Bubick, Singer, Lynch, Cower, and all combined double-digit ERAs after initial outings.
There you go. Me and Zach were talking about before we ever started a program. We had Greinke, and we're going to keep him for half a year, and then somebody else will get him. Because we're going to end up trading him away for something.
Hey, you know, that might be where it might be. If you're going to make the playoffs, it'd be worth getting picks for him. I guess.
Well, I mean, you finally got 2 good pitchers back now because Keller's not bad. But I
Give
mean,
it half a
we're
season.
trying to relieve on them because each one of them's going to have to win 25 games.
But honestly, you know, by adding the extra adding extra playoffs instead of doing more the same regular season games and having more teams involved, even like in the NBA with the 10 teams involved, Terry, that would give you guys the whole season or half the season to at least play with your star and go after a playoff spot. And in baseball, you get to play in a series as well. So I think baseball, one day they're going to figure out, expand the playoffs, shorten the season, and it'll be much more exciting for the game in general because all those games will be more and more series. They've got Baltimore ranked last in the American League, Pittsburgh in the National League. Poor Pirates. I wish they were good at some point. They've always got some of the best uniforms.
They've got the best uniforms. They got and their stadium is you know, you see their stadium. It's awesome looking.
Too. Yeah. So Arizona, they're 28th. Good job there. So that's what you get for changing their colors after you win the championship. That made no sense. Them and the Rams changed their colors after winning the championship. Ain't gonna win it no more. All right. Any other thoughts on baseball, Terry?
No,
Did we
it's
miss
going to be a
anything?
long year.
Long year for you. All right, JP, let's take a break. Let's find your camera. Got to get you on camera actually working. Looking good there. Fresh.
Cleaned up.
Mm-hmm. Shiny.
Have a date today.
Look at that. He must have a date today. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Unfortunately,
on KDCBroadcasting.com.
Family owned and operated, proudly serving Shelby and the surrounding area with the finest in heating and cooling for your home or business. We're talking about Shelby Heating and Air, and right now they have an exclusive spring special on Carrier, Goodman, and Mitsubishi systems. Get exclusive Shelby Heated and Air discounts of up to $750. Yes, discounts on quality heating and cooling systems of up to $750. Online at ShelbyHeating.com, see their page at WhatsAppShopper.com, and like them on Facebook too. Located at 1990 Eves Road in Shelby. There's nothing like cash in your pocket, especially if you can turn your scrap into cash with the help of Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling in Gastonia. For over 25 years, this locally family-owned and operated business has been giving some of the best prices for scrap. They take tungsten scrap carbide, as well as stainless steel, aluminum, copper, and brass. Need help? Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling will supply you with a roll-off container to help make your recycling easy. Turn your scrap into cash with the help of Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling. 305 Dogwood Street in Gastonia. Call 704-827-9468. Online at GastonUsedAutoPartsAndRecycling.com. It's time to hop into a new ride this spring during Spring Fling at Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville. Right now, get 1.99% APR on new autos and 2.25% APR on used vehicles. Finance it up to 84 months with GAP available. And get $100 cash back when you refinance. Leave those old high rates behind with Carolina Federal Credit Union, 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville. Online at carolinafcu.org. Start up the savings on your auto insurance with a stop at Turner Hauser Insurance Group in downtown Lincoln, your area insurance agency. Jamie Hauser invites you to stop in and find out how you can save money on all of your insurance needs, from home to auto to commercial to farm to life. Visit them at their office at 228 East Main Street, downtown Lincoln. Just look for the big blue awning. That's Turner Hauser Insurance Group, your area insurance agency. Call 704-732-9577 or visit the website at turnerhauserins.com.
Hi, I'm Skylar Rainbow Cheney, driver number 17 NASCAR Weekly Late Model Series. When I look for a quality vehicle, I look no further than ProMotion Motor Company, located in Lincoln. On-lot financing with 14 banks to choose from for all types of credit. Over 100 units to choose from. In fact, one of the largest inventories around. ProMotion Motor Company, 2527 East Main Street in Lincoln. Call 704-735-0303.
It's time to hit the road. Enjoy the sunshine, but first have your car or truck checked out at TSI Garage in Cherryville. They'll do a spring checkup so you'll be ready to head to the mountains or to the beach. Get your air conditioning checked for those hot summer days coming up. And they've got the best prices on tires around at TSI Garage, 806 West Church Street in Cherryville. Call 704-769-4200. And don't forget about the TSI Auto and Body Shop on the Marys Grove Road in Cherryville. Call 704-435-0184. Like them on Facebook, too.
Hello, and welcome back to Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang.
And reminding you that Shelby Heating and Air bringing you this 704-487-7877. Give them a call for your heating and air needs, Kevin.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. It's NBA playoffs. Talking about
playoffs?
Yes.
Yeah, about Celtics.
So we're gonna
Let's see where the Hornets are.
let's see where the Hornets
Oh,
are. Zach,
Lordy,
that
we don't
is.
want to talk about the Hornets.
Well, you know, I with the play-in this week, Tom. We've had that.
Yep. I was screaming at the TV last night. I will give Trae Young some credit. He was hitting some bombs in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, if you remember, when I thought about you last night, Tom said the one he wouldn't want to play is Atlanta because they've got the
because he had 27 or like 30 points in the second half
total.
Because if he gets hot, I mean, you're in trouble.
He was hitting he pulled up from the C logo and hit one and hit like two others. I was like, man, what? And then that opens up his drive to the basket as well. And why is marketing guarding Trae Young? That's an excellent question. Sometimes they were double teaming him and making him give up the ball to Kevin's boy Galliani was out there hitting a three.
Can I ask you something, Tom?
Yeah.
And I'm not Coach Biggerstaff, but if I'm the coach, you know who I'm sticking on? Trae Young. Rondo.
I was getting ready to say I put Rondo in there.
That made no sense to me.
Why does Kevin Love not play in the fourth quarter?
But I sat there last night watching y'all play, and I started to send you texts, and I said, you know what? This Friday, I'm going to be a nice guy. I'm not going to send Tom no text.
You would have got a very ugly text back because
I'm like, why
happy.
is Rondo not playing Trae Young?
Because coach is an idiot. You've got a young team.
Well,
who's got experience? Rondo and Love. Neither one in the game.
Love only had 10 minutes. He was the least played player in the.
I mean,
didn't he have a decent year?
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, it's just like
their starters were loaded up with almost all 40.
I'm not taking anything away from Trae Young. He likes to be, and I think the announcers who are generally annoying, but Trae Young likes to be the villain. He enjoys that. He enjoys going on the road and being a jerk. But if you're hitting bombs from 45 feet away or whatever, well, you get to do your little stupid little shimmy until somebody puts a stop to it. So I mean, that's just part of it. But when you've got two, you got Mobley, Garland, all these guys, Allen, all these guys with not a whole lot of experience. Where's Rondo and Love?
Yeah,
I mean, your coach is an idiot. You got marketing trying to guard. What's it, guys? Trae Young.
Yeah.
I'm so mad I can't think. You got marketing trying to guard him, and I watched him go around him 5 times. I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I did. I sat there and I thought the same stuff you did. Your 2 veteran leaders are on your bench when the game's on the line.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And then the whole game, I'm like, why is Rondo not guarding him?
This is crazy.
I mean, he's a defensive guy. He's going to do the best you can against somebody. Just, hey, here's your job, man. Just stop him.
They were trying to switch off, and he ate him up every time. I mean, it's just, I can't even really get disgusted with, like, his antics because, the coach don't adjust.
Yeah.
They didn't even have, I think they had 40 points in the whole second half.
Yes, right. I'd say they didn't play well in the second half.
Some of the best dunks in the world by Allen.
Yeah, and, he came back. He was playing her. He hadn't played since, like, March 6th. March 5th, somewhere in there. He hadn't played in a long time.
All right, I've got some fun tweets. So, my friend Casey, he's been tweeting back and forth with me all year, but he's the LaMelo fan. He's the one. In fact, we showed him last week there I believe on the cover of the What's Up Shopper, and I told him it's embarrassing that a 35-year-old man has a LaMelo ball T-shirt, Zach.
Why is that embarrassing?
Because you're not 19 years old or 13 years old anymore. You're a grown man.
Kevin,
with
do you have an Albert Pujols T-shirt?
Not with his face on it. And
no, I asked you a question.
Do I have an
Do
Albert
you
T-shirt?
have an Albert Pujols?
No.
Have you ever had one?
We have a jersey.
You've had an Albert
right?
Pujols
And
t-shirt.
I'm not a T-shirt.
Do you have a Yadier Molina T-shirt?
There's a T-shirt right there hanging up.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
Where it belongs.
So if you,
I'm not wearing that eating popcorn, watching him play in the stadium as a 35-year-old man. What
we're talking about a T-shirt.
Tom, what age do you grow out of wearing another man's jersey? That's a Ricky Vaughn jersey. That's fictitious. I'm not getting on about that.
That one counts.
I remember when I had a Roger Dorn T-shirt. My mother said, "When did he play for us?"
Awesome.
In the late '80s, Mom.
Awesome.
In the late '80s, he did.
I love those. The movie shirts and jerseys
classic.
and stuff. Those are cool. I want a Teen Wolf jersey now that we've been watching him play. I want a Carolina Blue Teen Wolf jersey from the movie.
What's even better is when your wife was watching Major League as much as you do.
Yeah.
Well, let's read some tweets about Charlotte Hornets basketball, Terry, that were either his or retweeted by him on the season. And most of these got immediate laughs by me to him. Swarmenstein account tweeted, "The Charlotte Hornets are an incredible basketball team capable of beating anyone. Teams are not going to want to play them come playoff time."
False.
Casey replied, "Yep, they're really dangerous if everything's clicking."
False.
At Kevin Hastings, "I think these Hornets can compete in a playoff series. They're at very least fun to watch every night."
False.
They got the fun part, Tom.
False.
At Kevin, "They won 8 of 9, 2 games out of the first seed, half game out of second. LaMelo averaging 19, 7 and 7. I'll take it. I think we can make a run in the Eastern Conference Finals if everyone stays healthy." This is a nice tweet about the Hornets to you. I rolled my eyes and said, "They're also 2 games from the 12th seed and just gave up 135 to the last place Rockets. Have some perspective." None still. And then Anthony Edwards had a big night, dropped like 45 or 51 night, and I just tweeted a picture of him. He responded, "Edwards is nasty, but I'm saying the Hornets are in the playoffs." And I responded to that one. You can't spell Hornets without play-in, Zach. And that makes no sense, but and all I heard Miles Bridges say it the other day again. They've changed the culture. LaMelo has changed the culture. Zach, is it the same old Hornets or same old Hornets? Our point guard shot 25 times. Terry, the front court, the center, the small forward, and the power forward combined to shoot 22 times. Do you run the floor if your point guard's doing that as a front court? Is that not my point I keep making? LaMelo jacked up 25 shots, more than Jordan averaged by like 5.
And he had the most minutes.
I think what screams idiocracy is when LaMelo Ball has 26 and you lose by almost 30.
Okay, here's your final.
You know what
notes.
I mean?
But that's what me and Terry was saying. Like, you
Rozier-
design your defense to let that happen. Let him shoot.
Rozier and Ball were 15 out of 47.
Mm-hmm.
31.9%. Now, here's where the perspective comes in when we talk about if everything clicks like Kevin was talking about a minute ago. They had 10 players that entered the game. They only had 3 that shot over 50%, 3 out of the 10. Atlanta had 13 players that entered the game. 10 out of 13 of those. Think of that. 10 out of 13 of those shot over 50%.
Well, Terry's over
So, in
50%.
other words, basically what
Terry.
I'm telling you is Charlotte played no defense, period.
No, listen to their over 50% too. Plumlee 1 for 1. I guess that was a dunk.
Yeah, well, I even clowned him on it. There you go.
Harrell was 2 for 3.
Did Plumlee get hurt? He only
BJ
played
was
11
7 10. Would you keep playing him?
Yeah.
They gave up 132, Tom.
Look, Plumlee, when he was on the floor, they're +3.
+3.
No, wait a
Oh,
minute,
-10.
-10. I read it
Yeah.
wrong. I'm sorry.
There's no pluses on that except Isaiah Thomas. He was net 0, Zach.
LaMelo, 7 out of 25 and 4 out of 14 from 3-point line.
Firing up the threes.
Quit shooting.
Thanks you, Steph.
But now he's their leader, 26 points. Wow, that's what they're going to show.
Well, if you
He
look
lit
at what
it up,
happened after
7 out of 25.
I rephrase my statement. It happened right before the playoffs. Kevin brought it up. He kept firing shots up to legitimize his position on the All-Star team, and our team changed that. And we lost Gordon Hayward too.
That's when it started, the most part. I'm telling you, Miles Bridges, and then did you see him after the game?
Oh yeah, he
Tom, did you see that?
Didn't look good.
Miles Bridges throw his mouthpiece.
Yeah,
hit a kid.
Trying to hit a dude, hit a kid, hit a little girl. Now remember, he's in a contract year, Zach.
Yeah, $50,000 to him.
That's going to cost him. It's going to cost him $50 million is what it's about. If you're Michael Jordan, do you resign him?
Yeah.
Why would you?
You would. He will.
But why would you?
I know that.
This is very similar to
because they appreciated him coming in there owning up to what he had done.
All right, so you give him all he's played all these years, and Michael is at whatever he's wanting. It better not be $30 million a year at any point, because he's not paying. I don't think he'll ever pay Zach unless it's Kevin Durant or something like that. Anybody more than he got paid in a year, he's not going to that limit. He's not going to mess with that. I don't think he will.
His track record proves all that.
Right. He's not. So I don't think we should re-sign Miles Bridges. What good does it? What good does it to sign someone who helps you lose by 30? He got 12 points in a playoff game, 0 for 4, and then he threw his mouthpiece and hit a little girl in the face because he got ejected to begin with because he was arguing over a call. So it was a total embarrassment altogether in Atlanta for the Charlotte Hornets. It was only a 3 or 4 hour drive on the bus. So I don't see why you would pay someone like that $150 million. But like you said, Terry, they might not have any other choice to pay anybody.
I want to say something else about them, and people can talk all they want, and my whole deal, and I'm with you, Michael Jordan, and I hate to say this because, especially on the air, Michael Jordan was such a success, and I want him to be successful with the Charlotte Hornets, but I don't know whether that's an obligation that he really wants to take, of all of a sudden his team being so good that it overshadows what he did while he was playing. Because you go back to 2004, I'm just going to start there. There's a 14th seed. Next season, 13. Then 11. Then 12. Then 10. Then they made it up to number 7. Then 10th, 15th, 14th, 7th, 11th. 2015-16, there was a number 6 seed. But you know what? There was a 6th seed in the conference then also. Okay. Then there was number 11, number 10, number 9, number 10, number 10, number 10. I do not know whether Charlotte will ever, and like Kevin says, every time we come on here, they're going to be in a play-in game every year since they expanded it. Charlotte's going to be there. They're going to be one of them 4 teams that's playing to go on to the next level to make the playoffs. But I don't know whether they can get over that hump to even be in the playoffs. And they're going to have to, their drafting is going to have to change. You got to bring in some more people. And I don't know whether Michael Jordan will let them do that. And plus, pay people money to come to Charlotte. Like Kevin's saying, over $30 million to player. I don't think that's going to happen.
Their biggest issues, and it always will be, is Charlotte. And same thing with the Panthers. You don't see anybody lining up to play for the Panthers, do you, coming in? There's been pretty much a quarterback job open here in Carolina for like 2 or 3 years for the most part. And you don't see people lining up to come to Charlotte. You don't see NBA start. Do you think LaMelo... He has an apartment in a building. He don't own a house out on Lake Norman. He's not. As soon as his deal's over, he's in LA. He's going to be a Clipper or a Laker, whatever he can get, whatever deal he's getting. They have to, Terry, to compete. They have to draft well, and then maybe trade at some point. Get somebody in one of these off trades where you offload a Chris Paul, or where they do like something like that, and then have a solid roster, and then all they need is something like that. That's the only way that they're going to compete. But they have to nail the draft picks. There's nothing, and I'm sort of looking at these seasons like you're saying, it's not showing. It's showing me in their division, so 4th out of 5, and instead of 8th on this one that I pulled up. But Terry, you're right. They hadn't won a playoff series since 2002. Lost in the Eastern Conference semis with Paul Silas. So they won a playoff series back-to-back years in 01, 02. There was, I'm guessing that was Glenn Rice. Was that Glenn Rice year, Zach?
What year was it?
01, 02?
No, he was gone.
Was he earlier then? That was David Wesley and Bobby Fields and them? Okay. Anthony Mason?
They're a team that over the playoff series are 25-40. Now, I don't know whether you count these as playoff games. I think it's a play-in game,
no,
so I don't
not
put
it
a playoff game.
It's a play-in.
Right. Yeah. So they're 25-40. If you go back to their totals, 50-win seasons, 3 out of 32 years.
I was about to look at that, too. 98, 97, and 95.
Yeah.
Those were the
40-win seasons, 13 out of 32. But you take them as average, 30-win seasons. Hey, this is Charlotte. 23 out of 32 years, they've at least won 30 games.
Zach, 01, 02 was Baron Davis and P.J. Brown and them.
Mm-hmm.
The 98 season, Glenn Rice had the most win shares, according to that. 97 was Anthony Mason when they won 54. And then Alonzo was 95's most win shares, like whatever advanced stat that is. Muggsy in 91 and 90. Did he get put in the Hall of Fame? And if he is, and I think he should be. He just came out with a new book, by the way. And I might try to see if we can get him on the show sometime as part of the Hornets stuff. But, looking at these, the new announcement too as well. Did you see the LaMelo announcement about his number? When he got here, he wanted number 1, and Malik Monk had it. And then last year, after the first year, he took number 2, and then he forgot to sign up to change the number back to 1 when Malik run. And he said the other day he was going back to number 1. But either way, the fact is, I know the Hornets don't have retired numbers, Zach, but at some point, is he gonna wear 23 before he goes to the Lakers? I mean, is he gonna wear everybody's number? Like he wore Larry Johnson, now he's gonna wear Muggsy's. So you go to the store, you want to buy a 1, now it's gonna be LaMelo's instead of Muggsy Bogues. I'm not sure how I feel about that one.
Yeah,
LJ was close enough to make me mad.
Yeah,
but I don't know, Terry. If somebody hadn't been retired for Boston, I know you guys got a lot of numbers. Or Tom, what if someone else come in and wore 23? Have someone else won 23 since LeBron left?
Not to my.
Or did he wear 6 in Cleveland? What did he wear?
He was 23. He got 6 in Miami.
All right, I was just wondering about that. And they were talking about that the other day. You know how we bring up LeBron and is that I think LeBron retired his number. Kevin Durant came out the other day and said that OKC should retire his number, and not completely sure how I feel about that one either. And in today's sports where all these guys change teams so much, will we have retired numbers going forward? Many at all?
I think we'll still have retired numbers.
We used to have guys pretty much play their whole careers, and you're a Hall of Famer, and that's how you get your number retired.
I still think
but if you play for LeBron, plays for like 5 teams, who retires his number?
All of them's going to. It's what's going to happen.
Yeah, but I still think you go back to how you was brought up as you was coming up, and I always go back to when you had your family, your mom and dad and you. What was instilled into you? Am I going to be committed to be with one team? And I know money is going to dictate a lot of things, but Chipper Jones, how many people would ever thought Chipper Jones would stay with Atlanta as long as he did? You know what I'm saying? Those players are few and far between now because, I never thought Freddie Freeman would leave Atlanta, and he did, So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. There are players out there.
Well, let me ask you, that's what I'm saying. Will Freddie Freeman have his number retired in Atlanta now? That's my issue is once you voluntarily leave and tell these people you don't want to be there and you don't want to be with your franchise and in your city, I'm not sure how well that's going to go. I don't know if they're going to retire Pujols' number. I don't think they will. I don't know. Right now they have 11 numbers retired in St. Louis. 1, 2, 6, 9, 10, 14, 17, 20, 24, 42, and 45. And go ahead, Terry.
Pujols, to me, though, is different. He left, but he's come back. Will Freeman leave and come back?
No, Freeman's not coming back.
That's what I'm saying. If he does not come back, if he goes to L.A. and they win a World Series championship, that's where his number's going to be retired. If he comes back to Atlanta, maybe.
He might just, Tom, this is how hypothetical, right?
Oh, yeah.
And let's say you're married and she leaves you for a much richer man in a bitter, beautiful city and wants to live the life she wants. And after 20 years, she comes back. Do you give her a ring back?
No.
Okay. That's what they're asking Pujols to do. That's what he did. He went to L.A., had a bigger, prettier, got more money, thought he was going to get a bigger, better lifestyle. And then now he comes back for no championship, no nothing. And he comes back
with nothing.
And he comes back for begging, not even for the ring back because he only got 2 of the 30 he left for. He comes back begging for just a key to the door and a place to sleep on. So I don't know. I don't know if you honor that. Is what I'm saying. Do you put his a big picture on the wall? Do you say, okay, you can come in the door, we'll feed you, but I'm not going to put your picture on the wall?
And
If
it goes
that
back-
woman, let me put it like this: if that woman left Tom, and she left, and she had multi-millions in the bank, and she come back to Tom, Tom's like, "Yep, come on in. Everything of mine's paid off now." Yeah. Okay, now you can leave again.
I'm not that cheap.
Well, anyway, that was a thought on these new age players. Like, are there going to be any retired numbers? And they were arguing all about that. But anyway, back to the Hornets. Zach, from the start of the season, we can go back and pull the tapes. I've told everyone, play-in tournament at best, 7 through 10. They don't have the firepower, and now they have a point guard who thinks he should be shooting every time.
Every time.
This is a terrible recipe for any type of winning. Again, what point guard not named Steph Curry, Isaiah Thomas, or Magic Johnson has won
We had Isaiah Thomas.
anything? Huh?
We
We
had
had the wrong
Thomas.
Isaiah
Oh,
Thomas.
my bad.
Not that one. And you run out with Plumlee, and we're talking about Eastern Conference Finals. Like, what? Good Lord.
Well, I attribute it to what happened right before the All-Star break. I think the All-Star hurt them, because of Ball. He started firing them
Do you
up.
think that hurt? Yeah, or is that like? Do y'all think that hurt team? Come on, or what is it?
I think it
camaraderie?
did, of him even being selected.
Like if they didn't
I do
select him
too.
at all,
I absolutely do, because then he thought, "Oh, I'm it now."
I'm it, and I'm the one that's supposed to take
I
the
agree.
most shots.
does that add a chip on their shoulder too as well? Hey, we'll rally around ourselves that none of us made the All-Star team, and
I think he started firing them up.
Think about it, Miles is leading the team by like 2 points per game until like the last 2 weeks before the All-Star break.
Right.
He shot him by 3 times.
And then what happens in this game? He's got 12 points,
He's got 11 shots.
and then we
LaMelo
don't
took
have Gordon
25,
Hayward either.
And Miles took 11 and got thrown out.
I think Hayward's a big part of that too. I think he goes back to a leader.
Again, like it's
Hurt
just,
all the time.
It's bad.
I agree.
Yeah, he's if the Lakers offer them, that was what they're talking about at this point, and they want, honestly, y'all, the trade they're talking, I would probably take it.
I would too. I've seen it.
If they offered Westbrook for Gordon Hayward and Terry Rozier, I would probably take it because I don't believe Rozier and Ball mesh that well at all.
Well,
And I
Westbrook and
like-
Ball
We're
definitely
talking
don't.
about getting rid of Hayward and Rozier, and we're going to keep Ball.
Oh,
But
definitely,
here's the reason. It's
definitely, that's
because
what
it's
they're doing.
it's a money
Right.
It's a
Yes,
money
that's what
thing
I was
because
explaining.
1 year is left on
Right.
Westbrook's, and they got
Westbrook's got
2 on Hayward.
5 on Terry Rozier.
Yeah, and they're trying to get those contracts off because they
So,
don't think the
right.
dynamics will
It'll
work.
be half dump, half whatever. But you got to think, again, LaMelo's what, 22 years old? For us to expect them to be making playoff runs and stuff is a little silly. I don't believe that Rozier is the future tag team partner with Ball. I like Rozier, and I think he would fit on the Lakers pretty well. I just don't think he fits well with Ball, and I don't even want Ball on the team. I would rather have Rozier and Ball. But you got to be realistic. They're going to, if they trade Rozier and Hayward, who's always hurt, he's not there. He didn't help out this night. They trade them both for Westbrook. That what Zach's talking about is that $41 million. They're basically Terry's $41 million is what they're dumping.
Yeah.
One year contract.
That allows them to sign.
I just don't think, unless they make some other kind of trade, that Westbrook and Ball is going to be able to take them where they need to be.
Terry, that's not the
if you let
Terry.
Westbrook just be himself.
Terry, you're thinking basketball terms. This has nothing to do with
They're
basketball.
trying to get contracts
I
off
understand.
and
They might even-
rework them.
In fact, after the trade, they may even cut Westbrook.
Yeah.
Well, you're right there.
They're trying
Because
to
it's a
rework
1-year deal.
contracts.
Again, this has nothing to do with basketball. They're not going to sign him past this. This is 1 year, nothing but, and he's a Jordan client too. Don't forget. That's all this would be. A 1-year salary dump, and I may even cut you so you can go sign wherever you want if you don't want to stay here.
Veteran minimum
and
or
play.
whatever.
Again, is Hayward and Rozier the future with LaMelo Ball?
No.
Are they playing in
No.
5 years in the playoffs with
No.
LaMelo Ball?
And
If he stays, no.
and
So
they
might as
want
well
that-
move them, get that money.
They want that Rozier contract off.
Listen, the Kelly Oubre deal is not a bad deal. They signed him, guys like him. If you get 3 guys like him, and in fact, their record was a 6-1, I believe, when he led the team in scoring this year. But, God for me to point that out. And they had a losing record when LaMelo led the team in scoring. And that's why can't I'm sure I don't know. Does Brago ever point that out, Tom? That hey,
he don't know.
if you stop shooting. I'm trying to find Kelly Oubre's deal here. But
He doesn't play much. I mean, really, relatively speaking, he doesn't play much.
we averaged 15 this year.
He only played 16 minutes in that last game.
Yeah,
That's about as
I don't know what they were doing. Like it's again your favorite coach there, Borrego,
Because they're trying to sell hot dogs.
or Borrego. I don't get it. But anyway, moving forward, Hawks get into the 8th seed. They will be playing. Who's the 1 seed in the East again?
Miami.
And then Terry's
Celtics got a bad draw.
We didn't get a bad draw.
I think you still can beat them because their defense is so bad.
If Williams is back for the Celtics win in 6. If Williams is not there, we win in 7. We're going to. Brooklyn's not going next round, Kevin. They're done.
I think they're.
You lost Harden. You have nobody else now. You got 2 guys that we have to guard.
We lost our 3rd best player, and you're talking about we have nobody else.
Our 2 guys are as elite as y'all's guys.
If they insert Ben Simmons,
Tatum and Brown, Brown's probably better than Kyrie.
We're talking about putting Ben Simmons in. If they do that, they're really going to shoot themselves in the foot.
Then the Hornets got Oubre for only $12 million. So say you get 3 of him for the price of 1 Westbrook. That's awesome if they could do that. 15 points a game. All right, back to the Nets and Celtics. Celtics do have I like as far as your wings are great, fantastic. It's just the rest of it, whether you can stop anybody on the inside and how your point guard holds up. In my opinion, Bucks are the 3. They're going against the Bulls, and then 76ers and Raptors. Brooklyn's talking about bringing Ben Simmons back to play a little defense and play the dunking position, basically the center position in their offense.
Thought he was out for the year.
Well, it just depends what his feelings.
They're talking about
are,
coming in this series. They're talking about inserting him.
Yeah, they are. Simmons.
Yeah.
Go ahead and bring him in.
That'll be a chemistry disaster.
Well, what they're talking about is the dunk position. Basically, he's going to run the baseline on offense and on defense guard somebody. I mean, probably maybe even guard Tatum for that matter, Terry.
You better have him on Tatum.
You know what I mean?
Tatum going to average 35 in this game.
You got to think of something though. Getting back your wind and you're going to come in the playoffs. It's not going to happen. No. It's just not going to happen. He might play 10 minutes a game.
There you go, 10 to 15 max.
Listen, this isn't a difference maker.
I know.
It's going to be these games are going to be a shootout. Again, I said last week, I don't think the Nets have any way chance of a form of sweeping anybody or beating them in 5 games. It's going 6 or 7 games no matter who they play in every series.
Just because their defense is
right.
bad.
It's going to be a shootout. It's going to be a complete shootout, and whoever gets the most points is going to win. It's just tough keeping them from getting 120. Let's see, they average 112.9 this season.
Do you know what I see the problem with them though is?
Yes,
is Kyrie is getting he's almost like it was when Durant was with the Thunder. He's getting the more shots. He's getting the most points when he's in with Durant.
Well,
I've been noticing
Durant, but
former Boston player, he's going to want to perform because the last time that they were at Boston, all the fans booed him.
And that might be a detriment to him too.
He's going to want to beat them so bad. But what you're talking about, that's I think, and again, what you're exactly saying, Zach, and this is a weird way to go about this, and this is the thing. What separates players that have Vince Carter can dunk better than Michael Jordan. Dominique Wilkins could. Kevin Durant can shoot better than him. Steph Curry can shoot better than him. LeBron's bigger. But what separates them is there's something that separates that want to win that everybody doesn't get. That's the thing about Kevin Durant that's always been weird to me is that he allows the other guys to score. And he's
almost
he does what Jordan used to do for one quarter. He'd get there, let the offense flow, let some guys get their shots, feel their shots, and then take off. Durant does it for 2 or 3 quarters sometimes, and then starts shooting in the 4th. It's kind of weird that he defers like that, and he's always done that to Westbrook and Steph.
He's almost kind of passive.
Yeah, I always wish he would played with Rondo. Just that would have been fantastic for him. So Terry, thanks for win. Tom, how you see the Nets and Celtics coming out there?
Like I said, I was going to make that same point about Kyrie. He's going to want to win, but can they keep their heads together? I mean, that's one thing I worry about him. I like to see Boston win this series. I know you're a big Durant man, but I cannot pull for Kyrie Irving. I just can't. And I think he's a circus and all his antics and all that. I mean, I understand if you don't want to get vaccinated, that's fine. But it just seems like these guys, it's all a publicity stunt. The world is flat, all this stupid stuff. Plus, he went to Duke. So, for a myriad of reasons, I can't pull for Kyrie Irving. So, Terry, please have your Celtics put out the Nets, please. So we don't have to do this anymore.
Jaylen Brown averaged 23 this year. Kyrie 27, Tatum 27, and Durant 30. I think those four just
basically
might.
even.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're going to all cancel each other out.
But
It's
then
gonna
you
become
got to
6 or
think
7
of
games.
who else can step in and do the difference.
Terry, you are picking a team to win. You can't even name your own coach.
I can name my players.
You can't name your coach.
It's all right.
Who's the Nets coach, Terry?
You know. So Nets and Nash.
Nash.
Yeah,
See.
yeah, it's simple. Our coach had a hard time understanding it
Tom,
until
you throw
Smart
your
put him in his
arms
place.
up at me
Yeah.
and say, you don't watch college this or that. Terry doesn't know the name of his team's coach, and he's picking them to beat Kevin Durant.
Well, you don't know the name of the coach.
Well, the Duke players cancel each other out, too. That's what's bad about it.
I just want to know if Coach K's going to bring his puppy up there to watch Kyrie play in Boston.
Jesus, stupid. That's so stupid. But yeah, I think it'll be a good series. It'll be a shootout. Bucks and Bulls. Who you got, Terry?
Oh, that's simple. But Bulls can't beat nobody, so Bucks win that easily. Maybe 4-0.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
None of y'all picking the Bulls for the upset there?
No.
Anybody
They might get one win.
Anybody picking Raptors to upset Philadelphia?
There's your possibility because some people say they can.
That's a toss up. What was their head to head this year? Kevin?
Toronto
Can we see
won
that?
3-1.
Okay, you already looked at it. Yes, that might be your upset right there.
Yeah.
Toronto's got the
Because
athletes.
another thing is Harden is having some hamstring issues. Go figure.
Because he's fat.
Yep.
He's just,
What are you talking about? He's a picture of health.
So
he grows that beard to cover up his chins, don't he? As I speak, I don't have a beard to cover up mine.
And Udoka is our coach.
Well, did you look it up, Terry? Or finally look it up. Let's see. Hawks and Heat. Anybody picking an upset on that one, Tom? Tom's not sitting here. Terry?
Miami on my end.
yeah, I think the Hawks
So
will
y'all
win a
picking
game or
all
two
top
though.
4 seeds?
I think the Hawks will win a game or two with the.
Any upsets
Sharpshooter.
in the West, guys? Or all top 4? Terry
You
said,
know-
I got Nets, obviously.
Let me tell you a little bit of irony. You remember when they was gonna Luka was gonna miss the last game? You remember that he was going to get suspended? He appealed it, got to play. Well, he pulls his hammy in the last game, so he's going to be out for the first game of the playoffs.
That ain't good.
So if he would have set out for the for his suspension, he would be healthy for the playoffs. So kind of ironic,
Tom, you got him in the top 4 losing out?
In the West or the
East right now. We'll
In
go to
the
the West
East.
just a second.
No, I think Toronto has the best chance to pull the upset, but I like the favor. I like the home court advantage for all those.
Terry looked up the head to head on Toronto had 3-1 lead on Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So that's probably a
They play well in the playoffs. I mean, they always have.
Yeah.
All right, out west, Phoenix gets the Pelicans. Is Zion going to make an appearance in this?
Possible,
Zion
but it's going
Duncan.
to be in game 3, 4,
Is
or
it gonna
5
matter?
or something. No.
he's waiting to go to New York.
Yeah.
None of y'all got Pelicans over
No.
Phoenix?
There's one time they was talking about him this past year, kind of weighed in close to 350.
Big boy.
Like to eat.
Everybody knew that.
My
I mean,
God.
it's like they knew it was coming.
When he blew through his shoe, that should have been
He
a sign.
he didn't have. So, just a little short side note, he didn't have Moses Malone to do what Charles Barkley got when he got to Philadelphia and say, "You're fat."
Yeah. Well, they don't tell kids they're superstars
No.
that anyway. They pamper them, tell them, you're perfect like you
Right.
are. Minnesota Timberwolves and Memphis Grizzlies might put on the best dunk contest
Yes.
we've ever seen
Yes,
with
they might.
Ja Morant and Anthony Edwards. That'd be fun to watch.
That'll probably be a good series.
It should be. Minnesota's just a little not there yet, but they're coming. I think they're going to be very, very. I love Anthony Edwards. I think he's the next superstar. Jokic, is he going to be able to upset the Golden State Warriors?
No.
If they
All
do
by
it, they're going to have to
himself?
get a couple games with Steph not playing. Then,
Yeah. They'll have to have at least 3 or 4 with him not playing.
yeah, Steph's not playing probably the first game at least.
Okay. So a lot of injuries could affect the
Dallas,
West. Luka's in Dallas
Yep.
against Utah for that matchup
Luka is not playing.
in game 1.
Game 1.
What
Yeah,
about the whole
that's right.
series?
No, it's just game 1 right now.
All right. So who you guys got in that one?
I like Utah. I think Luka's
I-
a baby.
Yeah,
I think he's a baby.
I like to watch Luka play. I don't like to watch Luka complain.
I can't stand to watch him play because that's all he does.
I know, but
Luka's like LeBron.
he's a good basketball player,
Right.
But
That's why I
He-
can't stand to watch him play. He cries
he's
every
whiny,
call.
yeah. I think Utah's got a good chance of upsetting those because he's hurt.
Of any series besides the Pelicans, this is probably the least I would want to watch. It's going to be nothing but Jazz should blow them out without Lucas, shouldn't they? I mean, should it even be a close game?
Have they got anybody? Well, I guess Dallas has got a couple big people that can bang Rudy around a little bit.
I got a bunch of 7-footers.
Yeah.
They got a bunch of stiffs, but they don't have. Are they going to score a point without Luka Doncic on the court? I don't know. But either way, I don't think either one's going too far at all. All right.
How could you have the league MVP and finish 6th? Right?
And a good roster.
Yeah.
Their roster's not bad.
Again, that's today's analytics, and a lot of that, Tom, for the most part, Jokic leads all of that by far, and in the win shares, however all that stuff works out. He's the Mike Trout of basketball analytics. And I'm not saying he's not any good or anything. He is good. It's just that's where that's coming from on as far as
if your
where
team
he's
is
at.
6th place, you're not the MVP. Sorry. I don't care what the analytics say. Sorry. You're 6th place team.
Trout's getting them in 4th place.
That's what I'm saying. Stupid.
Jokic averaged 27, 13 rebounds and 8 assists there in the. But again, like Tom said, if you're the 6th seed, how are you the MVP? So a lot of ways to look at that, and how many games everybody played and whatnot. Baseball used to do it that way. You had to be on a first place team, and then it changed.
That was kind of like the unwritten rule or something, wasn't it? Or was that written?
It was an
unwritten, pretty much.
It was unwritten rule. Then they had to give Bonds an MVP when they came in like 5th.
I remember that.
And then they changed it. So, now all of a sudden we can do it. We robbed the Cardinals of 4 straight MVPs, but now we can do it because of Bonds. All right. So I don't know who you got favorites in the West again. We talked about that a little bit last year. It seemed like all y'all said Phoenix.
Yeah. I'd like to see Chris Paul finally get a championship.
I wouldn't. I don't want to see anybody that hits other men and smacks other men in the wee be given a trophy. That's the last thing he needs, Zach.
What a soundbite today on.
How else do you put it? He's done it multiple times too. He's awful. He's the Grayson Allen of smacking other men.
Second soundbite.
Grayson Allen kicks him. Chris Paul smacks him. Draymond kicks him too, don't they, Tom? Doesn't he, Tom?
Draymond's a disgrace.
He's the leader.
He's a disgrace.
I think he has
triple single.
Charles
Barkley nailed it. Triple single.
Other than rebounds, Draymond has the exact stats as Muggsy Bogues. I looked that up, by the way.
What a joke.
Speaking of that, Steph, did you see what he said about the Bulls? The 96 Bulls? The 72 win?
I did.
He said their team would beat the Bulls.
I think Draymond said it first, and Steph said, yeah, I agree with you, or I concur.
And then I think the big argument was the matchups and stuff, and I think
but you didn't win.
It's
the Patriots thing. Okay, y'all. Okay, but did you win the Super Bowl?
Yeah,
no, he was talking about the year after, wasn't he?
It was the year after. No. They went.
No, because I heard the guys were arguing about
9.
The guys were arguing that it was the year after.
Okay,
they were arguing about with Durant is when they added him that they would have smoked the Bulls.
There's no.
And again, I hate to break these boys' hearts. Okay, we can go down it, right?
So we can go down the roster. Starting 5.
And what rules are you using or whatever as far as today's hand checking? If that's what you're doing, good luck. Terry, who on that roster is keeping Michael from getting 40?
There's nobody. There's nobody. Nobody in the NBA keeping Michael from average
without hand checking.
That's what I'm saying.
Rodman
if you're able to change it and go back to then it's a whole different story.
So they were going down the lineup going point guard versus point guards, this like that,
right.
and that's not how the Bulls would play defense.
Dennis Rodman, you're freeing him up.
Dennis Rodman would not be guarding Draymond Green.
No.
He would be following Kevin Durant around
and have him
punching him in the ribs and ruining his day.
Yeah.
He would have ruined his day before the games even started. Then, if you want to put Scotty or Michael, the 2 best defenders in the league, on Clay or Steph, either one.
Yeah.
And so you're going to leave Steph versus Michael.
Come on.
Yeah, because Michael's going to say, I want him.
Yes, because Steph kind of plays a little small.
He's going to I'm going to kick you. I'm going to put 50 like I did on your daddy, and that's what's going to happen.
I'm going to have you talking in a minute, Steph. I mean, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have you
But
talking to me.
Luke Longley would guard Draymond Green.
And then you still can throw
And then
in
Ron Harper's
Kukoc.
guarding. Who's their fourth guy? Jordan Poole or whoever it is.
You got
Who's their
Paxton.
fourth man?
All the guys.
But again, it's just silly that they even just silly
It'd
to
be
talk
one
about.
of them things where Michael would sit back, and at the end of it, he'd put his hands and go like this, like I told you so.
Then you smoke a big cigar.
Told you, fool.
Hold the championship.
You cannot guard me.
Oh God! All right, so in the East, let's do our picks, guys. Let's pick some teams. And I forgot my piece of paper.
I'm sure Terry's got one over here,
I do.
Kevin.
Terry's got paper.
Always have paper.
That don't mean nothing to me. All right. All right, Terry. Let's go in the East playoffs. We'll go.
I'm going with Hornets.
You going the Hornets coming out? Give me a pen, Zach. Will you grab one of them pens? No, I need some.
Got it?
I got it. All right. In the East, we'll go around the table. Y'all all said. Did all y'all say chalk in the East first
Chalk
round?
in the East, with the exception of Philadelphia.
You got Raptors over Philly?
I think most of us said that was a possibility.
I said I'd Philly.
You did. You did.
No,
I said
hold on.
I said the Toronto can win, but I'm going with Philly.
So first round, Zach, are you?
I'm going Toronto.
Zach goes Toronto.
Harden is gimpy.
All right, I'll have Brooklyn winning in the first. All right, out west, we'll go out there since that was easy. Any of the top four getting knocked out? Tom.
I said Utah would beat Dallas.
Yep, I agree. I think I agree with that.
Zach's got Utah. Terry.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Utah also.
So Terry goes Utah.
Utah kind of shows up in the playoffs too. If you remember the previous couple seasons.
Well, if all three of y'all picking Utah, I'm definitely going to pick the Mavericks in that one. I know how these picks go around here. Nobody feeling Denver or Minnesota and Memphis there? No?
No.
I'd take a fly. If I'm a gambling man, I'd take a flyer on some Timberwolves over Memphis and see how that goes.
How about the Lakers?
Nobody on the Lakers this
bad.
week, Terry? You not picking the Lakers?
Or the Clippers.
Think about it. Since LeBron signed with the Lakers, LA fans have never seen a second round game with LeBron in it.
That's right. Because they played in
4 years, they've never
played in
seen a
Florida.
second round playoff game.
for the COVID.
It's crazy. All right, second round. So that would be Zach would have. Let's have to go one by one after y'all went silly on
It might throw it all off though. If,
We'll go in the East. Zach went Toronto, and then you would have Miami. So Zach, Toronto or Miami?
Miami.
So Zach's got Miami winning the second round.
Miami.
And hold on, let me try to stay organized, Terry. Hold on.
Okay.
Zach. Then it would be Milwaukee and Boston for you.
That's a tough one. I'm gonna go with Milwaukee.
Okay.
But I'm not convicted about that.
And Miami or Milwaukee gets to the Eastern Conference. Gets to the NBA Finals.
I'm gonna go with Milwaukee.
So Zach's got Milwaukee getting to the East.
I don't trust
Terry,
the
how do you
blow-up.
see your top four playing out? You got Philadelphia and Miami in the first round.
That's Miami.
And then you've got Milwaukee and Boston in round two.
Oh, Lordy. That might be tough. I'm going to go Milwaukee.
All right, Milwaukee and Miami. Who's going to the finals?
I'm with Zach. I think daggum Giannis takes Milwaukee back.
All right, Tommy in the East. You got you had chalk, Sixers and Heat.
I got Sixers.
All right, and Milwaukee and Boston.
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. So I had, let's see, Miami and Philadelphia. No. Miami and Toronto. I'm going Toronto too. Miami and Toronto. Miami's got to win. I think they're too good. All right. Then that would set up Milwaukee and they would play the 7 seed, wouldn't they, Terry?
Who?
If I got Brooklyn winning, wouldn't Brooklyn play the 1 seed? Do they redo them, shuffle them that way, or do they stay in the bracket? They stay in the bracket, don't
I
they?
think they stay in the bracket.
Okay, yeah, okay. So they would be in the 2 seed. So it'd be Milwaukee and Brooklyn in round 2. I think Milwaukee's the only team that can beat Kevin Durant is Giannis. Damn it. That's tough. Those three teams. I don't think the Nets can do it. I got the Nets upsetting them on this one. They're going to pull it out. But then, who cares? I'll pick them in the finals. Tom, who'd you have in the finals? Philadelphia or Milwaukee?
Philly.
All right. Out west. Our picks for that. Now, everybody, all y'all had Utah winning. So it'd be you guys have Phoenix and Utah across the board. Who you guys got?
Phoenix.
So no Utahs for you guys in round 2. Okay. Then you guys would have Memphis and Golden State across the board.
Seth's back, Golden State.
Yeah, Golden State.
Yep.
Golden State. And all right, who you guys got in the finals? Phoenix or Golden State?
Phoenix.
Golden State.
Phoenix.
Terry, are you not picking the great
Draymond.
leader to shut down the great?
He's a leader.
The great ball smacker.
Phoenix has proved all year long they're the number 1 seed. So.
All right, so Terry goes Phoenix. I'm going Golden State to the NBA Finals. I got Minnesota upsetting Memphis anyway, so there you go. So Golden State over. The other side of the bracket would be, I'll have them picking Phoenix. So Golden State and Phoenix. We all got Golden State, Phoenix in the West Finals. But I've got Golden State. Zach's got Golden State. Terry and Tom have Phoenix. So Tom, in your finals, you have the Philadelphia 76ers versus the Phoenix Suns in a phonics matchup for the ages.
Phoenix.
So Tom goes Suns. Terry.
Phoenix.
Terry goes Suns. Zachary, you've got Golden State and Milwaukee in the final. No, Golden State and Milwaukee in the finals.
I'm going to go with Milwaukee.
Yeah, I'm going to do it for all-time fun watching TV sake. Nets over Golden State in the finals.
That would be a conspiracy
I
setup.
have zero conviction in that whatsoever.
That would be like me picking Boston all the way.
He loves Kevin. He's got a Kevin.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not that.
Kevin Durant can't win it by himself. I'm telling you that.
I know he's got Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, he better have somebody else, and he got rid of them.
Here's the problem.
He had 3, man. It takes 3, and he's only got 2.
Well, who else has 3 in the East?
Well, I'm just saying it takes 3.
Okay, then.
And you
But
got
I'm
2.
just saying, who else has 3 in the East? Does anyone in the East have a better 2 than them?
Brown and Tatum are as good as.
You're right. You're 100% right. That's why I'm worried about that, and I'm worried about Giannis being able to contest.
Yeah.
I'm worried about Giannis being able to
What
contest.
about Holiday? What about the third?
Yeah, Holiday's
That's the issue with that, is that can those 2 outscore Kyrie? The
and
Giannis,
Smart from Boston.
Okay, God Almighty, as you might as well just said Draymond.
Gotta have a leader.
Again,
Gotta have a leader.
What I'm saying is that the issue is in all the matchups. Looking at it, I just can't go into any of those and be like, I worry about Miami being having enough depth. I think the Nets would struggle with Miami, but I've got them in the Eastern Conference Finals. Their depth is very scary.
Giannis is hard to defend.
Right.
Embiid is hard to defend.
Think about the Nets, though. They've got some big bodies in it. They got Blake Griffin, LaMarcus Aldridge. They can throw fouls at Giannis. They can make it in a free throw contest. That's what I'm saying. He can block Durant's shot. That scares me. Philadelphia don't scare me at all, Tom. I'm sorry about your pick. They're going out. They're going out in the first round.
Seen him live and in person. Embiid,
he's good. Harden is the biggest choker on pizza. He just chokes on pizza. That's what it looks like to me.
Maybe he'll cut out some of the Zaxby's before.
He parties too much.
Yeah, he does.
But again, honestly, that's what I'm saying is that I don't. If there was a big 3, I'd be worried about it. Terry, you're right. But in the East, there's really not. There's nobody in the NBA
not gonna win a
this year.
play-in game and make the finals. Forget it. I don't care who you are. You ain't gonna win a play-in game and make the finals.
It's not the same team. Oh,
I could care less.
They were on pace for 54 wins, Terry.
All
that
it
would be
takes,
the 1 seed in the East.
Because you're so. I mean, you are betting that neither one of them get hurt. That's what you're betting because, I mean, if
Every
one
team-
of them gets hurt, they're done.
Every team's like that, correct?
No, Boston can get by with one of theirs. They played without
You can win the
Brown. They
championship
played
without Jaylen
Tatum.
Brown or Tatum.
You know,
You can win the championship without either one of those.
we would be more than the
No.
Brooklyn would.
No.
We would
False.
have more of a chance than Brooklyn would.
False.
You're saying if
False.
Jason Tatum got hurt and Kyrie Irving got hurt, Jaylen Brown takes Boston further than Kevin Durant can take Brooklyn. That's what you just said. I don't know if you know that you said that, but that's what you just said.
Possibly.
False.
Because of the players around him.
Terry, no.
You can't even name the coach. You talk about the players
No,
around him.
It's
Who's
one
their
of them
center?
things. This is what it's all about. We are talking about two teams who Brooklyn is so committed on Kyrie Irving and Durant of being healthy because the rest of their team is like going to L.A. with all them older players. That's whose their bench is. It's older players. They're not going to perform. Not now. It's too late. Just like L.A. didn't make the playoffs because what? Their whole bench is old. They cannot perform. And that's what y'all were justifying this off of. And Brooklyn has nobody. If one of them two players go down, Brooklyn's done. They get swept
Terry,
by anybody.
you're 100% right. If one of those two goes down, they're not winning the championship. That's right on any team in the NBA. If Boston loses one of your two, you're not winning the championship. If Giannis goes down,
Boston's biggest
if
thing
Embiid goes
is if
down.
Williams comes back. If Williams comes back in game 2, and I hope he does, if he comes back in game 2, Brooklyn has no chance because he will dominate like Giannis did with Milwaukee. But Williams is an up-and-coming center that is starting to peak this year, and then he got hurt. If he comes back, Brooklyn has no chance.
I think the difference on the list up here, if you look at the opponent's points per game, and it goes back to defense. They're 104.5 on opponent's points per game, and Kevin, you said earlier, it's going to be a shootout, and they got to gamble on winning the shootout. You know, but they do have the best. They do have the best.
Chicago
shooter.
would scare me. I just don't think any of the teams are so good to be like.
Yeah.
The difference is, though, defense. Brooklyn cannot stop you from scoring. Boston can. Boston can change how you play offense.
Yeah, I mean, I see Boston having it's going to be if they're on or on or not. If I was Brooklyn, I wouldn't want to play two teams. I wouldn't play Milwaukee or I wouldn't want to play Boston.
Y'all
That's
think
the two. That's the two that I would.
Dallas Mavericks a good defensive team? Nobody wants to answer that one.
I mean, I'd have to see their numbers.
They are tied with the Boston Celtics with points per game given up in the NBA. And the reason I brought that up is that no one would be like, hey, I bet Luka and them are good on defense. We'll see. Again, it's going to, like Zach said, I think it's going to be a shootout. You can wipe that. They give up 104 a game off the board. They get them in Dallas. It's going to be 115, 120 every game between the two. You're right. They have not much supporting cast, but Terry, I think all of them are like. That's why I said I have no faith in that pick whatsoever because they're going 6 or 7 games of whoever they play.
I agree. Yeah,
and it could be anything. Out west, you guys
got a heavy top heavy.
I think there's all equal. The top 4 or 5 or 6 are equal. Next year it could all change.
You talking about the East?
Yeah,
I
next
agree.
year it could all change. Yeah. If Brooklyn gets one more player or Boston gets one more player that can average 20 points a game, it could all change. But right now, they all got 2 good players and a bunch of scrubs.
The last time when they played, even Harden was on Brooklyn's team, and Harden, Irvin, and Durant could not beat Boston then. And they had all 3 of them on the court, and they lost because they have nobody on their team who can match up with Tatum and stop him.
But Terry, again, that's not what you're not getting.
I'm talking about the whole team wise.
Again, it doesn't
player
matter.
for player.
But it don't matter. Him and Durant are going to cancel each other out, flat out. That's all you need to know about it. Is they're just going to cancel each other out. So you can say Jason Tatum all you want.
7th place team.
It's going to be Dennis Schroeder versus Seth Curry.
They'll not make no final. There ain't no play-in team going to make no final.
Dennis Schroeder versus Seth Curry. Is
there any way that they can get in?
They only had to play one extra game, Terry. That's it.
They're a play-in team.
And they hadn't played since Tuesday.
They're a playing team.
Is there
so
any
right
way
now
that
we're resting. So
He
maybe
is-
Williams
Tom,
is going
he's
to be
going
back.
on the laurels that he believes their regular season record is actually how good they are, even though that's not the team that's walking into the building right now.
You can't explain. You can't explain that to him.
Is there any?
He doesn't
I
even know who his
understand
coach is.
everybody that
He
is.
keeps saying Harden. Harden is not on this basketball team.
You're right. He's gone, and that hurt you.
No, it doesn't.
Is there any way
That hurt
that
you.
they can play each other in the Eastern Conference Finals?
No, they play
Brooklyn and
who?
Boston.
They're playing right
They're
now.
playing now.
That's right. Yeah,
First round.
Yeah, I knew
First
that.
round.
I knew that.
It's a
I was
shootout
since
right
you was
now.
talking about championship.
That's
I
why
was
we're
thinking
talking about
championship. I was thinking ahead. You know,
No, that's
but
why
no,
we're
that's right
talking
now.
about it.
So we need to have
A
we
fresh
need to have
Boston
we need to have a
team
special
playing Milwaukee.
show. Let's
Brooklyn.
have a show with a game on.
So here, listen to this. Well, it's called watch parties. They have them all the time.
We just
on
can't
YouTube.
play anything.
You just can't hear
We
the
get
audio.
kicked off.
You can't hear the audio on
Like
our
the
show.
Tyson fight, we got kicked off. on.
Here's the winning scores, Terry, in the Boston Nets series. 126, Boston won. 129, Boston won.
There you go. How you? When that's who are you stopping?
126, Boston won. So again, you're right. 123. So the winning score, and I just said all the games would be like 120, and it was 123, 126 in all three games. It's
I
gonna be
mean,
so
who are
much.
you stopping? You don't have
Nobody's
nobody stopping nobody.
Right, you're nobody stopping anybody.
Shootout.
Will Steve Nash outcoach whoever your coach is?
I ain't gonna say that.
No, because that's all Steve Nash is getting all his credits for having all these kids, just like Kerr's getting all his credit for having all the lineup he's got in Golden State. If I've got an elite team, I mean, you know, the guy, the coach of Miami, he has proven to me that he's a great coach because he's done it without LeBron.
You know,
he's done it with different players.
You know who I think might be the best coach? Nick Nurse. Toronto.
Maybe. Yeah.
Have
maybe.
you seen what he does against the other team's superstar? Like he keeps them under like 15 points. Everybody.
Well, it's like
And
Philadelphia.
he won the
He
champion.
won that 3-1.
He just
you know,
won
this year.
he just won a championship with them with Kawhi. I know Kawhi was there, but he still won a championship. Kyle Lowry.
Well, I got the credit for it. He might not should have.
Well, Pascal Siakam, and so I picked him to win this.
Speaking of the Clippers, are they playing?
No.
Well, I know.
All right, we got to go, JP. Ready? Next break. Thumbs up. All right, we'll be back in. Well, I didn't put you on the screen. How about a thumbs up now? There you go, KTCBroadcasting.com.
Yes, it's tax time, and maybe you need some relief. And Shelby Heating and Air has a great spring tax relief tune-up special for just $69. Make sure your air condition is ready for the summer heat with a $69 tune-up. They'll do a complete system checkup and change your filters too. You can even book online or call 704-487-7877. Ask for the $69 spring tax relief special. Shelby Heating and Air, 1990 Eves Road in Shelby. Online at shelbyheating.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
For over 60 years, Boyd Tire and Appliance has been serving the Clover and surrounding area with the finest quality of home appliances, televisions, lawn equipment and parts, tires, and more. They feature in-house financing with 90 days same as cash, and they service what they sell. Drop by their showroom at 110 North Main Street in Clover, open 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday. Call 803-222-3231 for Boyd Tire and Appliance and Boyd Lawn and Garden. Online at BoydTireandAppliance.com. It's time to play at the Green Meadows Golf Course on Kelly Road in Mount Holly. Play and ride Monday through Friday for $25. Weekends just $30. Seniors ride and play Monday through Friday for $20. And every Wednesday is Ladies' Day. Ladies play and ride for just $15. So make your tee time now by calling the Green Meadows Golf Course, 704-827-9264. Green Meadows Golf Course, 957 Kelly Road in Mount Holly.
The Truck Man at Iconic Motors in Shelby has done it again. He's brought in the finest, powerful trucks in this area. Come in now and take a look at a 2015 Ram 2500 Laramie, a 2019 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD LTZ, a 2019 GMC Sierra 1500 Denali, and a 2020 Chevy Silverado 1500 LT Trail Boss. See the Truck Man at Iconic Motors of Shelby, 325 West Dixon Boulevard, Highway 74 West in Shelby. Online at iconicmotorcompanyofshelby.com and see their page at whatsupshopper.com. Crank it after you visit Eddie's Auto Parts in Lincoln. Eddie's Auto Parts is your local interstate battery dealer. From lawnmower batteries to power sports to batteries for big commercial equipment. Get yours today from Eddie's Auto Parts. So crank it with a new interstate battery from Eddie's Auto Parts, your locally owned CarQuest dealer. Located at 2514 East Main Street in Lincoln.
When you want some help from a fellow car lover, it's all in one place, as you'll discover. Roll in to CarQuest and roll on.
It's Truck Month at Carter Chevrolet in Shelby. During Truck Month, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward the purchase of a new 21-22 Chevy Silverado 1500 LTD, Silverado HD, or Colorado with eligible accessories. Come on in for all the details and make it your own. And see the first ever all-electric Chevy Silverado at Carter Chevrolet, 200 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at carterchevyofshelby.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. They're talking a little bit more sports. And I'd be honest, last Saturday I did not understand the weather last Saturday. It was as cold as I'll get out. And yet every other day's been hot. Why on that particular Saturday was the weather so cold? The one Saturday where all the youth have to be outside. Dressing up as a pirate was not fun that one day.
Well, they were just reminding everybody that
Shelby Heating and Air.
Call
Yeah.
Shelby Heating and Air.
That's what I was
just in
about to
case
say.
You need your heat and air in the same day. Call Shelby Heating and Air, 704-487-7877. Check them out online, shelbyheating.com. They've got coupons on the website that go out May 31st, for example. They have $100 off an Infinity Air Purifier. So they've got some other deals on the website. Check them out, shelbyheating.com. Call them, 704-487-7877. Once again, that's Shelby Heating and Air.
I'll throw something at you as we coming back. Rewind the tape on our show for a few months back, and I saw something this past week, and I know y'all probably did yourself. Detroit Mercy. Remember me bringing them up? I watched them one Friday night.
No.
Antonio Davis is transferring out of Detroit Mercy. Mike Davis' son, who coaches that squad.
Are we what college?
College.
Okay,
Yeah.
got you.
I mentioned that on a Saturday morning sports show.
What'd you say?
He said he was watching them, remember, and how good they were playing.
Yeah.
And Antonio Davis is now in the transfer portal.
Aren't three of the St. Peter's players transferred?
One
Probably
one
all
went
of
to
them Seton Hall.
a team
It's
that
a wonder.
the one guy with the mustache looks like Adam Morrison or whatever. He went to a team that was basically on the same level as them. It was kind of odd. Everybody's like, "Why would you transfer to them?"
Because the coach left, right?
He went to Seton
Terry,
Hall.
this is your opportunity. Okay, I'm follow me. All right, everybody left at NC State.
Everybody.
Y'all have no more players. They seriously don't.
That's
They
unreal.
don't have
I
any
have
players.
never in my
Transfer out.
life.
They got like 4 players on the
But
roster.
We have nobody.
Hey, but
They
there is
transfer
hope.
out.
Yeah,
There's
everybody.
hope.
All
Terry.
5.
Let me tell you what's happening here.
There's hope. Okay.
Allen, who was a transfer anyway from Nebraska, comes in. He transfers out. Cam Hayes, who had come in, but all of a sudden he had to go to the bench on account of Smith being out there. He decides he's had enough to stay, so he transfers out. We got Manny Bates, who's going to transfer out. Gibson, which was terrible in the middle anyway, and I'm glad he decided to transfer out. Tyquan Smith is going to think about going on to the NBA. Sebron's thinking about going on to the NBA. I mean, we got so many guys who have left North Carolina State. I mean, we finished last. Guess what? Next year we're going to finish last again. Unless we have a lot of transfers that come in that are good.
It's Raleigh, North Carolina.
But Carolina,
what's the selling point?
now think of it. Carolina got everybody coming back.
They
Baycott,
do.
Love, Davis,
Love hadn't
Black.
said yet. Love didn't say yet.
You
he
know.
said he's going to come out and say, but I think he's going
I
to stay.
think he's gonna
Leakey's
stay.
come,
You
know what
Leakey's come back. Armando's come back. So does Davis.
What I've told Carolina fans, you got the coach right. I mean, you get the coach
Yeah.
right, everything falls in place. You don't get the coach right, you can't keep the players anymore. That's why, Dabo's on there crying about it in football. But with this, the players are now empowered, man.
They empowered
I mean,
to do
they-
everything.
yep.
It's took Keats And I'm telling you, they gave him one more year, and I'm glad he's got it because. And then what we're going to do at the end of this year is saying, well, he really didn't have a good enough team because everybody left.
Okay, so anyway, I was getting the opportunity that you have, if you're smart, find your big donors, find your big Raleigh people. Now's the time for NC State to make. Listen, Duke, all their players are about to transfer out after 1 year.
Mm.
They're all going to come in here. Half of them's going to the NBA. The other's going to leave. This is y'all's chance to come in there with some big money, find some good players, find some good people, and use this to your advantage because the recruiting against K and the Carolina hasn't worked. I'm just telling you, if State wants to do it, this is the chance they can get, and they need to go hard at those Duke players.
Well, we need.
Why do
to
y'all
go
want to play
hard.
for Shire? You need to get rid of your coach.
And my
probably,
pitch would be,
because nobody wants to play for.
they
Who
didn't
you
care
wanna
enough to
coach,
start you. We'll start you at NC State. You go over and make them pay for it.
Right.
We'd have to have a Fab Five like Michigan had
Right.
for State to be relevant next year.
Well, somebody needs to open up the pocketbooks. Get them going down there, Terry.
So you think the Duke players are transfer out after this year? You think they're going to transfer?
Well, they lost Nolan Smith. You know, the
What reason do you have?
I'm
why
talking about
Cam
the
Hayes
coach.
left, 'cause
They
he
lost
never
Nolan
got to
Smith
play.
with
What reason do you have
To get a
be-
great education.
Yeah, that's what it
why
is.
people go to Duke, right?
Kyrie
Prestigious.
Harvard
Harvard of the South. That's what they say.
Now, if I heard a funny joke earlier about something. Anyway, I think Duke is going to crumble. I just do. I just think they're going to. I have no reason as me as a high school kid's being. I want to play for John Shire and Duke. What John Shire's who? Duke is where? Duke is Durham. It's not Coach K. The only thing you have to do, you're going to be on ESPN, and then, okay, well, if Carolina waxes them next year.
Yeah. Carolina
Now,
had the best
if Carolina
thing
goes
happen
this year,
to
then
them.
beats them into the
They
ground
did.
next year. All of them they're going pro. They want to go pro anyway. That's why they're going to Duke. So now you got all new kids looking at this with no Coach K. They got beat. They got run in the ground. Well, what's your pitch to come to Duke?
Why do
anymore?
I want to go back to Duke and go against Carolina's elite coming back on account of Davis is over there and knowing I'm going to get pounced by him 2 more times?
You're going to have R.J. Davis and Baycott back. Man, that's good.
You know.
If Love comes back, regardless if he
I think
doesn't,
all
they're
of them
still
said they
good.
were. All of them
Did
said
Love finally come
everybody's
out?
back.
Because
Everybody's back.
as of yesterday, he had it.
I think everybody's back. So
Yeah, that's going to be.
we'll quickly go through. We're just touching up some stuff here at the end of the show, folks. Here, wait a minute, is that? Oh, that clock's wrong. Isn't it? I was like, wait a minute, it is 10 o'clock. Isn't it?
It is 10.
It is.
All right. Still on the draft boards, CBS.com is where we're looking. Aiden Hutchinson 1 to Jacksonville, 2 defensive end, another defensive end to Detroit, 3 a defensive lineman to Houston, 4 a cornerback, 5 an offensive lineman, and Carolina Panthers in the CBS poll has Kenny Pickett.
Why Pickett?
Coming to the Carolina Panthers.
I don't think they'll take him.
It says Carolina tries to trade back but can't find any worthy suitors, so it selects the quarterback prospect best equipped to play in the NFL right away. There are a lot of connections between the Panthers brass and Pickett, and I don't think Coach Matt Rule is in a situation where he can survive having to develop a high-ceiling caliber like Malik Willis.
I will be happy taking the stud offensive lineman if he's still sitting there.
There's such a lot of factors for this. You got to remember, you got a coach who's trying to prove himself in the NFL for the first time. He hasn't been able to attach himself to a good quality quarterback play so far. We talked about, Sam. Best thing organizationally to me with the deal with Sam Darnold is to play another year with him. He's 24, 25. He's not old at all. And pick a tackle right here.
I agree.
But
That's what I would want to do.
But
I
don't
agree.
put another quarterback in. Please don't.
Not
I mean,
unless
I
you're
just
sure.
don't.
Let's say you play Darnold and you have another bad year. Next year, there'll be a good, decent draft. You'll have all your draft picks. You can move up if you need to with the capital you have. If you take him now and you have a bust, you guys are set back for how many years?
And we need a lineman. I mean, we really need a lineman.
Tom, how do you, so with the Baker Mayfield situation, how do you assess, you're sitting there at Carolina at 6, and I say if you pick Pickett, what's the value of whether it's a success or not? So the Browns have Mayfield go through 4 years, and he has how many different offensive coordinators and coaches? He won the first playoff game in 20-something years, but then they get rid of him. So if this is a pick just to get rid of a quarterback in 4 years, Zach, I say it's terrible to pick quarterback that high that you don't know for sure. I mean, the Browns had him for 4, and they picked a quarterback that high. So if you don't think Pickett, you don't know if he's going to make it 2 or 3, or not for sure. I don't know why you would, other than picking somebody solid like a quarterback. And Tom, how would you feel like in that same situation as far as they are? Would you risk without a second-round pick sitting there picking a quarterback like that?
No, I like the early picks of D linemen and offensive linemen, especially if you're kind of in that situation where you're, unless it's a home run, unless you know this guy is going to be the next stud in the NFL. And Kenny Pickett, they got the hand size issue, and he played at Pittsburgh. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be a legit perennial NFL starter. He might be. I'm not going to say he's not. He's going to be a bust, but it's not a sure thing. So if I'm going to take a QB at 6, it's going to be a sure thing. Edge rushers, can't have enough of them. Offensive linemen, if you can get a guy, it kind of tells you that's how you have to neutralize the other team anyway. I mean, you have to have pass rushers, and you have to have offensive linemen to counter those pass rushers. So I like the teams that are thinking about linemen as opposed to, this guy, he might be good, but he might not. I don't know. I think people get too enamored with quarterbacks, and then look at Zach Wilson. I don't know. Is he going to make it? I don't know. He might. Darnold was a high pick. Baker was a high pick. And 4 years later, you're in the same situation you were.
Don't forget that Darnold started 3-0 this past year, and that's what people keep forgetting. And I would say they've went out and did their defense, and now you go offensive lineman. Pickett, to me, if you grab Pickett, go ahead and get rid of Darnold because you don't need him. That's what you're telling him, so.
Yeah, I mean, but what's the market for Darnold?
Right, but what happened to the days of being able to kick? It's like what happened to the days of being able to keep 2 quality quarterbacks? Like, why would you have to get rid of them?
They're too expensive.
Yeah, they are.
Well,
and this would be a good backup if that's what you're after, but he's going to have to learn.
So if you're paying, how much are they paying Deshaun Watson? 40.
Too much.
So if they pay, if a quarterback costs $40 million, but they're paying Darnold 22, and then Baker owed 18. Well, for those 2, you're right at.
That's why I said
You're
I
right
wouldn't mind
hole.
getting
Okay,
him.
You're right in the
two,
hole.
You got 2, but one of them doesn't see the field.
Right, but what I'm saying is that you're right in the same. You still have that allotted money in your cap for that position for the most part.
What I'm saying,
why not take a chance on? That's the same thing as why wouldn't Jacksonville take a chance on Baker and these other teams that have younger quarterbacks? I would rather have 2 guys at that low position that we don't know yet. Hey, 22, 24 years old. Do we know Sam Darnold's really not any good at 24?
Or
Baker's not any good right now at 24?
Or you can use that money on your offensive line, or
well, you can, right?
I was going to say, if you guys remember the Cleveland draft when they drafted Joe Thomas, they could have said, "Oh, we want the quarterback," and went with Brady. We got Brady Quinn, but they could have drafted him up at that position and not got Joe Thomas. And how many years did they get out of Joe Thomas?
Yeah, Hall of Famer.
I would rather have Joe Thomas than take a shot at Malik.
Joe Thomas is a quitter.
Shut up, man.
He is. Him and Barry Sanders and all the rest of them.
He didn't miss a start for so long. He had some injury problems. It was time. He play. How many years did he play? 13.
I think it was 9.
No, he
like
played
07. He come in 07 draft, but
years.
I don't know how long. He's been out for about. He's been out.
He played 12 or 13.
Yeah. All right. It says this is the NFL.com what they would advise teams to do. I would advise this is for the Panthers. I would advise you not to take a quarterback. I have a feeling that you're not going to listen to me, though. I'm glad that I don't know who's writing this story. I'm glad you didn't take Justin Fields last year, but I feel like you won't pass on the position here. And since you probably won't, what quarterback should you take at number 6? Some might like Kenny Pickett a bit better. That's fine. I'm not over enthused with him, but I like Malik better of the 2. I was thrilled by his pro day, and I'm kind of hooked on him.
Thrilled by his pro day. All we talk about is a kid throwing 70 yards. You got to give a receiver 7 or 8 seconds to get down there to even get to it.
In the perfect.
That happens, once a game?
That's what I'm saying.
In the perfect environment.
God.
Honestly,
I'm so tired of hearing that.
Again, as far as someone who actually play in the position, I value accuracy way more than anything. But you have to be able to throw the 30 to 30 yard out. You have to be 30 yard out.
In that range, that's where you got to be
some
consistent.
heat on it. Right. 20 to 40 yards, throw a little heat on it. That's where you need that. If you can't do that, then that's what I'm worried about with Pickett. Can he throw that 30 yards on the little out pattern where the safeties have time to get under it?
And the question
That's
always
the issue is what you can throw with the defense back there.
question always comes back: do you want Drew Brees or Jeff George?
Oh yeah, Drew Brees, obviously. I want the guy that completes every pass.
It's accurate. Yeah, you got Jeff George.
Jeff George, you never knew what was going to happen.
If you call a pass, here's my point on the accuracy thing.
Made it kind of fun.
Or has always been on the accuracy thing. If I call a pass play, the objective of the pass play is to what, Terry? To complete the pass. Yeah. So if you complete 3 out of 4 and the other guy completes 2 out of 4, well, obviously I want you better because the more plays, I can call more pass plays. Same thing with a running play. The more you want more runs than not going over 3 yards, right? So if you're running and you're getting less than 50% of your runs, less than 3 yards, well, we might need to pass it now. But
it just blows my mind. This dude goes out here on his pro day, throws 70 yards. He went from being way back all of a sudden at the front. And I mean, don't get me wrong, well, it's great. I'm glad you can do that. But again, it's 7 or 8 seconds with you running everywhere to get open in the backfield to throw it that
I think
far.
the problem with this, Terry, is that again for the start of the year we don't have a number 1 overall quarterback. So they don't have nobody to fawn over.
Yeah, I understand.
So right now, and I told you once this process starts, and like Zach just mentioned, he saw one a little while ago where all the quarterbacks have jumped up. They're going to slowly start creeping, and these teams are going to panic. And they're going to pick one. Somebody's like, I'm going to. They might be gone before the Panthers even pick.
There's another.
How often do you see no quarterbacks pick till 6?
And there's another factor in all this too that goes back to that rookie scale for the quarterback and how they're trying to set up teams now to have you're not paying your quarterback a lot of money.
Now Willis started at Auburn for some of those folks that might not know. Last season at Liberty, he had 20 touchdowns, 6 picks. This year, 27 touchdowns, 12 picks. 2,800 yards, 65.
That's what I keep saying.
65%.
The good thing about it though is if he was an Auburn, if he was an Auburn guy, then he was high rated coming out of high school.
But he wasn't good enough to start, so I'm losing.
Right.
Well, you look at like even Pickett in the ACC, the defenses just aren't what they are in the SEC. So how good is he? I don't know.
I have not seen the guy. Actually, I have not seen him play.
Pickett?
Willis.
Oh, Willis. I think I've seen him once. I think I watched. Don't they play Coastal?
Mm-hmm.
I think
played
I watched
State last
Coastal,
year before last.
I don't know. I'm not taking him at 6.
I still go back, with Pickett, with the ball changing, going up. You would think that would be a humongous.
Panthers, this is what you need to do. You need to trade the 6th pick to Cleveland for Baker.
And y'all send along 2 offensive tackles.
No, just straight up. Give us the 6th pick for Baker. Your quarterback situation solved. Let's go.
All right. We'll do the true question of the day for you guys at the table. Which Zach can see my.
I can't see that far.
Which schools have the most?
I can see them.
Which quarterback have the most different quarterbacks has won a Super Bowl? 2 schools have had 3 quarterbacks win a Super Bowl. Can you name those 2 schools?
2 schools have had 3 quarterbacks win the Super Bowl.
Yes. Which 2 colleges have had 3 quarterbacks win the Super Bowl?
Well, as much as I hate to say it, I'd have to think Michigan because Tom Brady.
Wrong. He's the only one that's ever done it.
Really?
Yep. I'm going to name y'all the ones with 1, and then you can narrow some of that down and think. Wisconsin, West Virginia, Washington State, UCLA, Tennessee, Southern Miss, Ole Miss, Northern Iowa, Navy, Michigan, Miami University of Ohio, Louisville, Louisiana Tech, Grambling, Fresno State, Florida State, Delaware, California, Arizona. Those schools have had one quarterback win the Super Bowl. Now, you make fun of Liberty. Weren't they like 13 about undefeated when he was quarterbacking with them every year? And some of those schools aren't exactly, powerhouses there. Joe Flacco lost to Armani.
If you look up who has the most Super Bowl wins,
Trent Dilfer went to Fresno State and then completed 45% in a Super Bowl victory season. So
Tom Brady by himself for Michigan's got more than the rest of them combined.
Stanford, Notre Dame, and BYU have 2 quarterbacks each. Stanford with Jim Plunkett and John Elway. Notre Dame with Joe Montana and Joe Theismann. BYU, the Mormons, Tom, have run out 2 quarterback winning Super Bowl champions.
McMahon and Young.
Steve Young and Jim McMahon. All right, guys, which schools have produced 3 Super Bowl winning quarterbacks? I've given you every Super Bowl winning quarterback except 6 quarterbacks.
Huh?
Who got left out? 2 schools have 3 Super Bowl winners each. I gave you every Super Bowl winning quarterback.
LSU?
No.
They got
none. Louisiana Tech.
I thought Terry Bradshaw went to LSU.
He went Louisiana Tech.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said Louisiana Tech's got 4 more Super Bowls than LSU does.
Wow.
Think about that one.
Yeah.
As far as quarterbacks, of course, they got more players. All right, wrap it up. Do y'all have any guesses? A complete silence over here.
I don't know. That was a lot of information.
Terry, who's the greatest who's the best football program in America?
Alabama.
Yes.
Joe Namath.
That's one of them.
And let's give them a hint on number 2.
Wait, hold on. Who's the other 2 quarterbacks for Alabama? Come on, these are all old ones. Y'all know these. Bart Starr.
You were to say Bart Starr went to Alabama?
And the Snake.
Kenny Stabler.
Kenny Stabler. All right, Zach, would you talk about the other school?
I was going to say for the hint, I couldn't think of anybody in my head I could think that went to this school for football for some reason.
I got a hint.
But the hint I was going to do was a basketball hint.
No, I was going to give
where did Glenn Big Dog Robinson play?
No, that's not a good hint. You just can't name a school.
Purdue.
Here's your hint. Yes, damn it, Zach. That was terrible. Here's what I was going to say. All 3 of these quarterbacks were not the teams that they were actually kicked out at some point.
What do you mean?
Drew Brees, Bob Greasy, and Lynn Dawson.
You talking about kicked out from their team in the NFL?
Originally, at some point,
with Brees' arm, and
they weren't seen as like the greatest quarterbacks ever. Lynn Dawson, Bob Greasy, and Drew Brees. So Purdue, the Big Ten, there has the most Super Bowls.
Figure he's going to say no Ohio State quarterback because everyone won the Super Bowl. They didn't even throw that in there.
We already knew. Between that and North Carolina, you knew that wasn't on the list. All right. I did final note for you Charlotte soccer fans and all your little fun you had the other night. They showed up, 71,000. They set a record in MLS to fill up Panther Stadium. The score, Terry, you know what the score was?
1-0.
Yeah. 71,000 people.
Saw 1 goal.
Spent hundreds of dollars, hours upon hours.
There's a lot of fans.
To stand in a stadium and watch 1 goal get scored.
And them yelling for 90 minutes.
Right. You can't.
Not enough scoring for America.
83% of that time, the best player on the field is walking.
Yeah.
So they went to watch 1-0 for 17% of the time. Now, with that said, that was 71,000 people. Have you seen the attendance since then? They don't even open up the upper deck now. It's all in the lower bowl.
That's okay. As long as
It dropped to averaging 30 now.
Yeah, if they get 30,000 people, that's still a lot for a
But what
soccer
I'm saying is that you had 70,000 people
It
come
was
out.
the first game.
I know, Tom, but here's the problem with the sport. Again, you had a chance to impress 70,000 people, and you walk out there and do nothing. I guarantee 20,000.
Good defense.
I guarantee you. Do you think the 10,000 rednecks went home and
Tom,
went?
I cannot.
We saw a great defense tonight, boys. Do you think that's what those 40,000 that didn't show up the next game said?
Do you really think rednecks went to see
They
that?
lost 40,000 fans the rest of the season.
You said redneck. What redneck
40.
is going to watch a soccer?
I'm
Exactly.
just glad they sell beverages.
Exactly.
Here's the
Sam
headline of the
Where's
day.
Where's he supposed to go?
Second round. CBS making the case for Sam Howell to be the first quarterback off the board.
Jeez, he's got a Tar Heel helmet on. That's just stupid.
Carolina, give us your 6 for Baker. Straight up. What? You're laughing.
If you say that at the first
Come
of the
on.
year, there's a
Come
chance. There's a chance at the first year.
Yeah.
Now think about it.
Hey,
the guy without 22 sexual assault allegations and won a playoff game last year over Ben Roethlisberger can't be traded, but the other one gets the only
Why
guaranteed
does
contract in NFL history.
But can you tell me why everybody's telling him to be quiet?
I don't know. Who's telling him to be quiet, Tom?
Because he's got a reputation as a crier. He's got a reputation as a locker room cancer, so that's why he needs to be quiet. I don't know if it's true. I've not been in the locker room. But I do find it interesting that nobody on the Browns roster came back, with a free Baker T-shirt.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, that just kind of.
All right, JB, play us away. We've got Braves baseball all this week. No high school baseball unless the Cherryville or the Cleveland County teams when they get to the championship game of the Eastern tournament, and it does not interfere with some Braves baseball. Listen to Braves baseball at WHS 101.5 FM, 1390 AM, WCSL 1590 AM, 92.9 FM, and also NASCAR racing this weekend, folks. Bristol Dirt on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you want to be me instead of you. Cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
Family owned and operated, proudly serving Shelby and the surrounding area with the finest in heating and cooling for your home or business. We're talking about Shelby Heating and Air, and right now they have